Hi there, this is Tyler, and I'm here with a crew from the Gauntlet, which if you watch me run often, you will see that I play with the Gauntlet quite a lot because they're awesome. Gauntlet is some of the best players you're ever going to find. If you like supportive, generous, really skillful, great role players, the Gauntlet is a place for you. You can find us on like Twitter, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us at gauntlet-rpg.com. It is well worth your time. You may notice I've got a little bit of a hoarse voice, so my voice may run out on us tonight, but I have amazing players who are going to be talking plenty, so I'll just get to sit back and watch all the fun going on. So, we're going to be playing WWW Worldwide Wrestling, which is one of my favorite games ever. We're professional wrestlers, and we're going to be using the on-the-road rules, which are by Adam Ultraberg. Worldwide Wrestling's by Nathan Paletta. Wonderful person. Love you, Nathan. But Adam Ultraberg made the on-the-road rules, and we're kind of getting into a little bit of the more gritty side of wrestling, where wrestlers travel and go to kind of cruddy hotel motels and who wrestle in high school gyms and bars and, the less glamorous side of wrestling, the more real aspects of what wrestling is. We're kind of delving into that with this little bit of a campaign. This is the second session of 4. And before we start, I want to mention a few safety tools. First off, we have the Gauntlet Inclusivity Policy, which at its base says we're friends, we're here to be generous, we're here to be supportive, we're all here taking care of each other and having the most fun possible. And that's just what Gauntlet stands for, and that's going to be no problem with these players because I played with you all, and you're all lovely. Also, we're going to have the X card on the table because wrestling does have some things that can be a little problematic in its history. There's some misogyny that has gone on. There's been gay baiting. There's a lot of various things that are part of wrestling's history. So some things can come up that can be a little difficult. In our game, we also have drugs that can be brought up both on the road and because we have a wasted character. And sometimes there are things that are just going to get a little problematic. They may be something that hits you as, too personal, destroying your fun. It's just not enjoyable for you to go with this. And you could do something like this, or you could put an X in the chat, or you could say, hey, Tyler, I think I want to X that. And what that means is I may ask for a little clarification if I don't quite know what we're talking about, but we'll go back, we'll reframe, and we'll move forward. No questions are asked. We'll make it so that that's not going to be a part of our game. Because, again, we're here to have a good time, have fun. Now, I'm going to stop talking. And, by the way, I do have my Gauntlet League Wrestling shirt designed by one of our players right here, Luke Cade. Go Gauntlet League. We're going to have our players introduce their characters, and then we're going to have our new player create his character and put them up there, get their heat map done. So I'm going to start on my left, and that will be with you, Ferret. Please introduce your character.
Hello, I am Ferret. I use he, him pronouns, and my character is Proctor Sparks, the Hardcore. She is here to show that science can be violence and knowledge is power. So get powerful and get strong, kids, and throw down in the ring, not at school. She is a face, and her main gimmick seems to be pyrotechnics and maybe a bit of electricity if her name is to be believed. She is currently at the top of the... I think the top of the card is the term. And she is quite fun so far.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Gerwin, introduce yourself and your character, please.
I'm Gerwin, and I'm playing Mr. Monet. I'm playing the foreigner gimmick. Normally, the foreigner gimmick would be someone from a different place. Would be the Yokozunas. The Bret Hart, when he was doing his whole I'm Canadian and I'm evil gimmick and things like that. But rather than being from a different place, I'm simply from a different class, and I'm so much better than you. I'm using the foreigner gimmick in this instance to actually play someone very similar, if slightly cut rate version of the $1 Million Man, if people are familiar with that. So I have all the money, you have none. You are peasants, you are scum, you are peons. Aren't you glad that I'm here? And I'm very much the heel.
I should say so. Next, Greg, why don't you introduce you and your character?
Hi, I'm Greg. Also use he, him pronouns. I am playing Willard Big Texas Hodge. He is a heel. He really, last episode, mostly just trashed barbecue in Alabama as a Texan because that's what you do. And is a former rodeo bull rider and has some fans still left over from that. Can't ride rodeo anymore. Haven't exactly figured out why, but maybe this episode we will. And I have a custom move, a custom wrestling stipulation where we play King of the Hill, but you have to ride a bull, a mechanical bull in the center of the ring. Hopefully we'll hit that at some point.
Awesome. And I think we might have a chance to do that tonight if you're interested. Going to skip you, Lou, and let you hear everybody before we get back to you. And go to you, Paul. Introduce yourself and your character.
Hey, I'm Paul from London in the UK. I use pronouns he, him. And tonight I'll be playing the young one, fresh out of the Gauntlet League Wrestling Dojo, the training dojo, Candy Rocks. She quit. She dropped out of her music college, paid for by her rich parents, to learn professional wrestling because she fell in love with it. So her parents have since pretty much disowned her because she's brought shame upon the family by going to wrestling. And this is her first step out on the road to learn how to be a wrestler. So she's there to soak up the knowledge and soak up the chair shots as well.
Awesome. That is fantastic. I want to ask real quick, is everyone able to edit the character keeper? You said you were having some trouble, Barrett.
Yeah, I've only got view only at the moment. I sent you a request.
All right, hang on. I'm just going to switch over the whole thing, and hopefully that'll... I don't know why it did that. So, done. That should do it. You may need to reload it, though.
Cool, thank you.
All right. So, Lou, you've kind of gotten to hear about the folks on the roster. As you see, we have a couple of big heels. We have a couple of faces. And let's hear about your character and introduce yourself, please.
Yes, hi, I'm Lou. I'm from Newcastle upon Australia. And I'm playing, what am I called again? Kid A, which is just ripping off my Radiohead themed character. I don't know heaps about him yet. He's also from Australia. He's from small town Tasmania, which is like a tiny island off the south coast of Australia, so super regional. I think his mum probably made him move to the States or something, and he's a teenager and he hates everything. Yeah, it's the wasted playbook. Also he, him pronouns for me, I should say. Yes, and I think I might go heel because I think I'm gonna be a teenager, a stereotypical teenager, both on and off the like in and out of the spotlight.
Cool. Let me ask, as a wasted, what is kind of the intoxicant of choice, or is it whatever you got?
I think it's probably low grade marijuana and binge drinking at the moment. But probably may progress to other things if given the chance. If he hangs out in the right company enough, he'll progress to harder drugs.
All right. Okay, and you're going to be a heel. why don't we set up some of your heat questions? Now, let me lay down a little bit of what our promotion is. We are a low-grade road show promotion. We're a developmental league for the Gauntlet, or developmental promotion for the Gauntlet League itself. And traveling around, giving folks like that first shot, giving some folks who are kind of long in the tooth that last opportunity. There are some good prospects in the promotion, and there's some that very well may wash out. This is not going to be going to the big, Madison Square Garden or the huge arenas. This is very small end. And a lot of time is spent on the road and in these motels and dealing with kind of difficulties that happen from that. So, Lou, why don't we get kids heat questions out there, and you can either point towards someone or you can kind of open them up, see if anybody wants to grab.
Sweet. Yeah, most of my knowledge of that style of wrestling comes from that Louis Theroux's Weird Weekend thing. Have you seen that, Tyler? It's awesome. It's like dudes jumping onto barbed wire and all of this crazy shit. Barbed wire match. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll throw these questions out. Who kicked my ass backstage most recently? That could be anybody.
Oh, can I have that?
Yes, you can.
I caught you sharing. My daughter's actually on the tour with me, and I caught you sharing a spliff with my daughter, and I went absolutely apeshit.
Yeah, cool. She totally gave me the marijuana.
Oh, that's excellent. All righty.
Okay, I like that one. Who thinks I'm a curse for the company? Probably also could justifiably be anybody, I'm thinking. Is anybody like that one? I'm a total shit, I think so.
I think Big Texas is probably a bit more straight-laced than some of the other ones. So yeah, I'll go with that one.
Excellent.
Thinks I'm a curse. Who did I injure while I was high?
That would be me.
Are you already carrying an injury?
I was last time, but I cleared it due to an advancement. But I think I gave you some pills that I told you don't use with alcohol. You didn't listen.
Yeah, he's pretty much constantly low grade tipsy, I think. So that's just yeah. He probably thought you meant don't get like crazily drunk while you're eating these pills.
Nice.
Who is jealous of my fan base? I'm probably undeserving of any fan base. So
and do you think they like you because of that kind of wild style you have, or do you think it has more to do with like your attitude? You got a bunch of snot-nosed kids that are like, "Yeah, he's so cool," sort of thing, or what do you imagine?
Yeah, I think it's probably like it's that demographic, that like teenager, but then also like and then they all like him because he's all like wild and crazy.
Yeah, I think that would be Candy. Like Candy Rock's like she's really jealous of the fact that she's out there on her first kind of tour, busting her ass, like trying the best, and you just like go out there and act like a fucking wasted stoner, and the kids love you.
Yeah,
she's
cool.
Oh, she's like, why can't I just have like a tenth of like the pops you get?
Also, the 90s is we're old enough for the 90s to be retro now. So it's like cool again at the moment. So maybe that's also part of it.
What kind of age is Kid A, Lou?
I think he's probably like maybe he's like a television teenager. Actually, he's like how all the teenagers on TV are like 27.
So like he claims to be 19, but you're actually mid-20s.
Yeah, but I think he looks like he's probably got a bad acne problem, which helps him like look like a teenager easily.
Awesome. So everybody that you've gotten there, you will get one heat with. You also will be picking up one heat with our heels, which is Mr. Monet and Big Texas. And anyone out there who is a face, which is our other two, I believe, you will be picking up a heat with him.
Because of my young one playbook, I choose if I'm heat or if I'm heel or face at the start of each match before the person.
Right. And I think I made the mistake of saying, Blue, that you got heat with the heels. You actually get heat with the faces. So it'll be back and forth with these two. I'm so sorry. So what are you choosing, Paul? You get to act as both, right?
Yeah, it's basically whatever match I'm booked in, I get booked as like the opposite of what they are.
Okay. So I think for heat mapping, we can go ahead and place you as pretty much opposite everyone.
Yeah, I have gotten the updated rules for my game. The young one is treated as both heel and face for heat because they want to match with everyone basically.
Excellent. Perfect. Lou, I want to ask you a little bit before we get going. You say your mom brought you over here. Is your mom your only family here in America?
I think maybe there's like grandparents or something as well. I think maybe his mum's American. That's why they came back. I'm just basing my only knowledge of somebody going from Australia to America on my friend whose family are from the Carolinas. So I think maybe that's where.
Perfect. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
And does she approve of this wrestling?
I think she's probably happy just for him to be getting out of the house. Yeah, I think she's I think maybe actually it's while it's weird and dumb, it's at least it's like a positive thing that he's doing.
Gotcha. And is she aware of all of your drinking, your other dalliances in drugs?
Maybe that's why they moved as well, like to be closer, so she had some support looking after, like, I mean, he's in his mid to late 20s, but I think he's like a major fuck up, right?
Gotcha. So the idea was to get over here, maybe get away from bad influences over there.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Does Cadet have his green card?
Or did you have dual citizenship if your mom was American?
It's probably fun if he doesn't. Yeah, I don't think he was born. He wasn't born in America. I think he so that would be fun. He could totally get deported.
You're muted, Tyler.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry about going off camera there. My allergies are killing me, and I didn't figure you wanted to see me blowing my nose. So if I drop off for a second, that's what probably it is. If I also seem scatterbrained, I'm on some allergy medicine, and I'm usually scatterbrained anyway. So, sounds like we've got a pretty good idea of Kid A. We're on our way to Augusta, Georgia. Having left Alabama, we hopped on I-85 and have been trucking it through Georgia and are heading down to Augusta. Augusta, fairly small city to large town, right on the Savannah River and on the border of South Carolina. You're going to be going to a pretty good venue for you guys. You're going to the Augusta High School, and you'll be wrestling at their gym. And you've heard that it is sold out. They're actually really excited to have you guys there. Already, they have sold all 600 tickets. And so it's expected to be a pretty packed house for this show. They've also arranged for one of you to go on a morning radio show to promo the event. And couple of you are going to be going out and doing a meet and greet with the kids at the high school as the high school lets out for the day. We'll come to who that's going to be in just a moment. To remind everybody and to let you know, Lou, along with you, with our player characters, we also have some NPC wrestlers. We have Miguel Moranis, who is our current champion. He has the U.S. belt, gauntlet belt, which you would have heard by the time you've joined the promotion was basically just handed to him. He hasn't even fought anybody yet in the promotion. He is also considered to be the most likely to move up. He's a cultural hero, has a bit of a reputation as a luchador, and is getting a chance to do this road show to kind of get him used to a little more of the American style and to try and bring him up a little bit, get him ready to go to the big show. We also have Pat Sex Bomb Sellers, and Pat is a fading beauty. She's in her 40s, still nice looking lady. You know, she's buxom and, you know, they're lovely. She paid the most for them she could, so they're nice. She does a lot of the kind of strut around the ring, a lot of the, you know, when she gets through the ropes showing her hiney, she wears revealing clothes. The fans love her. They remember her from her, you know, heyday about 10, 15 years ago. And so a lot of experience, but she's reaching that point where the big days are over for her. But she's one of the better draws for the promotion. We have Tommy Blaze, who's out there, who's kind of a wild child like you, not the best wrestler. People are wondering, you know, if he's going to make it or not. We have Cecil Lutz, who's known as Tiny, who's about a 6'5", 350-pound. He's not what you'd call well-defined musculature. He's more of the, and sad state here of folks might have heard King Kong Bundy passed away this last week. But he's shaped a lot like King Kong Bundy, if you remember him. He's big, bulky, and Tiny is kind of a sweet guy. If you meet him backstage, in the ring though, he's a heel, and he tends to do power moves, and he has a shot at going up. You know, he's a big man, but not a great wrestler. Certainly not a good technical wrestler. And we have a Maya Amor, who is athletic, young lady, attractive, but she's coming from a background of doing sport and really is having to learn the business of how to take bumps, how to do the wrestling aspect. And so far, she's shown that she does not connect with the audience well at all. I mean, she just doesn't know the right stuff to say. She's just having trouble there. Our GM is Boris the Behemoth Bleakwood, who is a former crony of the Bleakwood family who has a long history in Gauntlet. And he's now in his 60s. He's a big guy, but has definitely gone to fat. And he's sort of been off the roster for a while and managed to angle his old Bleakwood connections to get him a job, which is running this promotion. Nice. Y'all have seen him. He's fairly okay guy. Not exactly the most savvy person in the world. He may not make the greatest decisions, but he's there and seems to be in the corner of the wrestlers for the most part. Our announcer is Randy Teller, who has done bigger promotions. He's done even smaller promotions. He's a man who gets around, and y'all have seen him take a nip or two of the alcohol when he's about to announce. And kind of the reason he's been demoted down to you guys is he got a little drunk at a larger promotion and started cussing out the fans. So this is where he's ended up. And finally, our out-of-ring interviewer is Sippy Cups. And she's a lovely chick who likes to go around. She doesn't hang out with the wrestlers. She's got a boyfriend that'll travel with the promotion, keeping an eye on her. Seems like a swell person, though. Y'all have thus far had no real problems with her. And so we're going to kind of get going. I want to find out. We're getting into Augusta. You're getting in the night before. And Behemoth will have told you, we've arranged for us to be staying at the Shamrock Inn. Nice enough motel. I mean, I wouldn't unpack my clothes and put them in the bureaus there. There might be some bed bugs. Keep everything in plastic bags. That's the warning I'm giving you. But supposed to be a lovely hotel. Very quiet. Very quiet. So you've all got a room, but they're partnering up people. So I'm going to go down and ask who everyone would like to take as their roommate. But I'm going to start with you, Gerwin, because I want to know, are you going to take advantage of the hotel room? Or are you and Princess staying in the camper?
I think we're staying in the camper. I think it's purely to save money. But also, Princess has been getting on very well with someone recently. So, Roxy, do you want to save some money? We've got to pull down bed.
Oh, well, really? Well, I mean, yeah, I'd like to. Me and Princess have been getting close recently. I could help her. I could help her with her violin practice.
Yeah, just as long as you don't do it while I'm sleeping. I need my beauty sleep. Look at me. I'm an older man. Once I get to those big shining lights, I need all my looks.
I would love to, but Proctor did offer to room with me. She said she was gonna, go over some of the beers with me. Give me some tips and stuff. I think I could really learn a lot from her.
Up to you. If you want to put that money to good use, you're just starting out. You're gonna need. Think of it this way: for the price that you pay for that, you can put that towards ring gear.
Could I be there when you guys are talking about the rooming situation?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I think Proctor is like behind listening to this, and she pats Candy on the back. Like, you could learn a lot from Mr. Monet. He is helping me, and if he's offering to help you, I would not turn him down.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Proctor? Like,
Sorry, go on.
You're going nowhere. Like you are the soul of this corporation now. The new blood. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. We'll have time.
And I think Candy will sort of jump and give you like a big hug, Proctor, and like give you a kiss on the cheek. Say, "Oh, thanks, Proctor. You're great. Thanks." Yeah, I'll take you up on that offer then, Monet.
Good. Mi casa is your casa.
Fantastic. We'll come back then, I think, to the two of you, because I want to find out, Proctor, who do you think you're being roomed with?
Oh, I'm being roomed with Sex Bomb because I'm many things for a female wrestler. I'm not a diva, and I think Boris thinks I need some lessons.
Excellent. And when you get to the room, you see that she has already claimed her bed. She's got all of her crap in the bathroom ready. And you see she's got a huge makeup case. I mean, she's got it all over there. And as you come in, she goes, "Sparks, come on in."
And Sparks has a small clutch purse full of makeup. And it's that's all she brought with her this entire time. She looks around oh, wow.
I imagine that Sex Bomb has pinned up all these kind of old fresh photo headshots of herself around the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
From 15, 20 years ago, of her in her prime.
She looks at you, she says, "Honey, is that all your makeup?"
Yeah, I mean, you can't really do eye makeup when you wear goggles a lot, and the fire makes me sweat, and I don't know how to. I don't want my makeup to run.
Honey, oh my goodness, oh, I have I have to show you. Oh, you poor sweetie.
Wait, do you want to give me a makeover?
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Can I tell you something, Pat? I can call you Pat, right?
Sure.
You were you were like my idol when, I mean, you still are. That's why I wanted to join this promotion. And you were you're always so confident and self-assured, and you own your sexuality. You don't let other people own it for you. You're thank you.
Oh, sweetie. And she'll come up and you can see she actually, you could tell she's pleased by this. And she puts her arm around you. She says, definitely a makeover and pizza. We'll splurge tonight.
You do my makeup, I'll pay for the pizza. I got a little extra from some parents who thought the snapper thing was really science is cool. And you can tell she really is sort of into Pat. If she did not have a girlfriend, she might be trying something, I think. But it's like, back home. It's not going well, but it's going.
Gotcha. And she absolutely is eating up the sort of hero worship, and she will give you some pretty good advice here. And I think we could kind of consider this. Let me pull over on what did you say your look was?
My look is 3.
Okay, so she can't really help you with that.
Yeah.
You're already very good at it.
Yeah.
But she will go through and kind of show you the secrets of putting down that foundation and powdering the hell out of it so you don't sweat.
Yeah.
Teach you that sort of the secrets of the trade.
I do know some secrets from doing drag. If you put a glue stick on your forehead and then the makeup, the sweat doesn't come through. If you use certain foundations, they are waterproof. There's coating of lipstick so it doesn't smear even when punched.
Exactly. And she's got I know mine from acting. And she's got all these years of experience on how to make sure she looks flawless whenever she's going through the ring.
And I think if you do want to trigger a road move, maybe we are partying.
I think that's an excellent idea.
So I need to roll my lowest stat, and where is the roll room?
Oh, I have pulled it up and got stopped before I copied it and put it into our chat. Here we go. There we are. All right. How'd you do?
That is a 3.
Oh, goodness. All right. So that's going to be 2 negatives. Why don't we let you choose one and I'll choose one?
I lose financial discipline. All the money I made from the last match, I put into the party tonight.
Excellent. All right. So I think probably, you start with pizza. Then she suggests maybe y'all should get a bottle of wine. Ends up being a couple of bottles of wine. And by the end of the night, even though you can't remember exactly how it happened, the 2 of you got into a fight.
Ooh.
And so when you wake up the next morning, you've got that fuzzy sort of hungover feel. You're feeling kind of crappy. You also have a little bit of a shiner where you think, did she hit me? And sprawled out on her bed, just snoring away, is Pat. And you could see that her shirt's been ripped, where maybe you ripped her in a fight.
Oh, dear gods, no. Oh, no. But yes.
And so we're going to come back to that here in just a moment or two. As I go over to you, Big Texas. Who do you think you're rooming with?
Boris, what the hell? I told you I need a room all by myself. Who's this Kid A kid?
Says, just joined the promotion, Tex. Come on. I didn't have arrangements for as many rooms. You had one by yourself, but
this is just like Alabama. This is just like Mississippi. This is just like Tennessee. I need my room. I'm a big man.
He's a small guy. You'll be fine.
It's not. It's the bed. I need the king size bed. Oh, whatever.
So when you come back to the room, you open the door and it's just totally full of bong smoke.
What the hell? I like pick up the smoke detector is on the nightstand and the batteries have been pulled out of it.
Quick, close the door.
I'm gonna kick you out of the door. What are you doing in here?
What? What are you doing in here? Thought I got a room to myself. Shush.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I might just slam the door and go sleep in the lobby.
Yeah, we see Kid A just be like, yes.
All right, so you're heading out. All right.
I walk past the room and I hear Sex Bomb and Sparks like screaming and like
as you're heading by though, it seems as though Maya Moore actually has a room to herself now that Candy is shacking in with Monet, with the Monet family, and she kind of sticks her head out as you're walking by. She goes, "Hey, big boy, where you headed?"
I told Boris that I need my own room with a king-size bed. I tell him every single stop, and now I've got this stoner kid who's smoked up the room is going to get us all kicked out. I'm going to go sleep on the couch.
On the couch?
Yeah, the lobby couches. Yeah.
She kind of opens the door a little wider, and you see that she's, got her robe on, but it's not like fully closed, and she's got on, just her undies beneath it. She goes, "Well, I've got this big king-size bed in here."
Well, shit. I guess, yeah, Big Texas goes in there. Big Texas is a single man.
All right. I think then as you walk in, we'll have the door kind of close and we'll fade to black as you and Miss Amora do a little wrestling practice, and then you have a nice peaceful sleep. That may cause some issues down the road. All right. Gonna come back to Mr. Monet and the Monet family and you, Candy. What do you do there, Monet? As in, like, what's the normal sort of your night routine?
Okay, well, Candy is studying to try and get a musical scholarship, so a lot of the evening is spent with her basically studying. She'll sit at the pull-down desk going through stuff while I take care of the housework. I cook. So we have a little propane stove and have a big pot on it and cooking up jambalaya or something that's appropriately spicy and literally we don't really talk, but we spend time together, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And Candy, this is, y'all have been on the road now a little over a week and a half, and this probably is the first actual home cooked meal that you've had. It's all been diners and drive-throughs so far. How does that, how does the homey aspect of this hit you?
It's it's lovely for Candy, like because like we last saw her like when she was leaving before, like, so, she's trying to get in touch with her parents, and they were just ignoring all of her calls, and being in this very small but very tight knit like family kind of unit, she feels like the warmth off of the the family kind of relationship here, but at the same time as like feeling comfortable and kind of good in that warmth, it also reminds her of, it kind of opens up the wounds of like the distance that she has from her own family. So she's kind of like through the whole night, she kind of swings between being like really kind of really happy and really into it, and then getting quite kind of insular and kind of a bit kind of like sad.
All right. Monet, you're probably noticing this. What do you say? What do you do?
I take out a pack of cards. Did you play? And put it down on the table when Princess has finished her homework.
Well, not really that much. Not much of a gambler, but like we always used to at Christmas time, like, and Thanksgiving and stuff. Like, yeah, my dad will always get the cards out. Yeah.
Come on, I'll show you. I'm not much of a ham myself, but back in the day, me and the guys used to sit around in our dugouts and would always have a pack of cards with us. Never let the sergeant major find out. That would always get us into trouble. But
don't let him fool you. He's a shark. He's really good.
Well, I guess I'm up for it as long as it's not strip poker, because I'm not that kind of girl. Okay.
Please, that's my daughter.
I'm just joking, Monet. I'm just playing the heel. Come on.
My name. Okay. In the ring, Monet. My name. That's not my real name. That's just a stage name. Call me Reggie.
Oh, Reggie. And she kind of holds out her hand. She goes, call me Candace.
Pleasure, Candace.
And I think Princess was sort of laughing at the joke of the strip poker, and I think she caught on that, sort of thing. But as you two shake hands, you can see her sort of smile and look up underneath, kind of up under her eyebrows at this, because you get the impression she likes Candy.
So we play cards, we talk back and forth, and can I cut to later during the night when the night terrors kick in?
Ooh, certainly.
So everyone's in there. We get out a spare sleeping bag for Candace, and I've been the larger person. I'm on the larger bed, and then that's when the screaming and shaking starts.
And I'm sure Princess is used to this, so she's probably rushed over. How does she usually handle that?
I think I can tend to react a bit violently when I'm woken suddenly. So a lot of the time, it's basically letting it work its way out and her trying to wake me up gently. But Candace definitely will hear this, and this will wake her.
Candy, how do you react to this? And you see Princess has this, it's not embarrassment, but more like she's concerned, and she's kind of got this look of, I kind of hate that you're having to see this.
Yeah, and I think I'll say to Princess, what's the matter with your dad? Should we call an ambulance? What's going on?
No, he doesn't like to talk about it much, but he had a rough time in the war.
Oh.
And you see she's kind of like, she'll like barely stroke at his shoulder, kind of quietly,
No, Daniel, no. No, no, Dan, Dan. And he'll sit up suddenly and bang his head on the top of the camper because, you know, there's not a lot of space up there. Jesus Christ, and Mary, mother, shit.
Daddy, Daddy, it's okay. That's gonna be a knot, Daddy.
And I think Candy comes back and she's got like a cold compress in like a towel and like some ice cubes, and she sort of sits on like the other side of the bed to Princess, and she'll like put the cold compress like on your forehead and be like, there, it's okay, Reggie, you're okay, don't worry, you're fine.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it happened again, didn't it?
It seemed like a bad one.
Oh, sugar. Baby girl, will you be so good and pass me my prescription?
Of course, Daddy. And she'll run over and bring back your. She'll actually have opened up and have brought the pill out to you.
And I think when she opens it up, there's only one pill left.
And you can see that look of worry on her face. Daddy, we need to run by a drugstore soon.
I can't get to the VA. I'm not going to get to the VA and get processed in time before the show.
There's a lot of stress in this, Daddy. You're gonna after the show. While the show's going on, I'll find somewhere close by.
No,
tomorrow we'll have to go.
No, we'll be fine. Day after we can go, but we need this paycheck. We both need this paycheck.
Okay, Daddy.
Baby girl, I'm fine. Honestly, I've been through a shitloads worse. And he'll turn to Candy. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to have to see that.
Don't worry about it, Reggie. It's fine. Like, if you need me to go and I can go and
No,
tonight. It's fine.
No, it's okay. I got my Valium. I'll sleep like a log. I'm sorry I woke you. I wouldn't normally invite someone in, but you and Princess, you and Becca seem to get on so well.
She's a great kid. You're really lucky to have a kid like that, and she's really lucky to have a dad like you. You know, the way that you two care for each other. I wish I had that in my life. I really do.
I'll give her a lot more if I could.
And I think, you know, we see Princess, you know, looking a little embarrassed, and I think that's a lovely moment to fade off scene. I think that's very sweet.
And could I actually roll one of the road moves at that point?
Certainly. What you'd like to trigger?
Traveling companion.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Where is it? Traveling partner, sorry. When you share a ride with someone and open up to them, roll plus heat.
Okay. Yeah, that seems a perfect move. Yes.
Hey, let me
What's
get
your heat with Candy?
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
What was your heat with Candy?
1 at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm just having to get the dice in. 2 seconds.
Oh, I gotcha.
So that would be an 11.
Nice. Gain a heat with them as you brainstorm how to work together is what this move says, but I think it may reflect more of kind of the empathy the two of you have with each other, more than y'all like working over wrestling moves. I think it's getting to know each other, which is building this heat. Does that sound good with you, Paul?
Yeah, totally. Like, I think we're kind of, you know, we're both getting inside like each other's heads and finding out, like, you know, what's underneath the characters almost.
Love it.
So yeah, we'll be able to work together in a much like kind of closer, more dramatic kind of way.
It's also building up that level of trust as well.
Excellent.
Can I add a tiny little, like, as maybe the camera moves away from the trailer, and it's this really nice moment that the camera swings past like the motel, and then you just see a TV come flying out of like through the window. I was like, shh, and kid there. He's
I-
like, yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
Oh shit! Yes, of course we could see that, and I think I wouldn't mind having you roll the time to party,
Okay, cool.
which you will roll with your lowest stat.
Okay, my lowest stat. So power or real. This is a 2d6 game, right?
Correct. Mhm.
Sweet. Okay, I rolled a 7 and then it's a -1, so a 6. Which
All right.
seems appropriate.
Do you happen to have up the road stuff?
I did 1 second ago. I can get it.
Let's
Oh
see,
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you? Okay, good. So we're on time to party, which is page 7. And you'll see at the bottom right. I'm going to let you pick one negative, and I'm going to pick one negative of, sounds like you're getting pretty wild. Hi, probably found something to drink. So why don't you pick one of those negatives?
I guess it's probably caught by a authority figure.
I think so too. I was planning on that one if you didn't pick it. And I think I'm going to take as well, you phone an X.
Which is probably long distance to
oh yeah,
to Tasmania.
oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, yes. Bill to the room. Who is this X? And how did y'all part?
It's trying to make me think of how long he's even been here for. I think it's like it's like a pretty old X. You know, it's like 6 or 7 years ago. So it's kind of like straight after high school.
Is this someone you have a tendency to call when you get fucked up?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So they're like sick of hearing from you.
Yeah.
And what does she say to you? Or he? You can tell me.
Yeah, let's make it a he, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does he say to you that just like stabs you right into the core right before he hangs up on you?
What's gonna be harsher than what he probably normally says? Does anybody kind of crowdsource? Does anybody have a good idea?
Anybody got something mean or something, something poignant?
Could we have a child cry in the background?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like I've woken up their I've woken up their child or something. Yeah.
that's perfect. Oh.
Yeah, I think maybe it's not even acknowledged in the call. Like perhaps they just sound pissed off, and he hears the kid. Like maybe he just hangs up.
Right. It's one of those. I told you, you've got to stop this, and you hear that kid crying as you just kind of put down the phone, and it's about that time that. Bam, bam, bam on the door and opens it up. Probably, either you forgot to lock it or maybe they had a key, but Behemoth is there and he is just like filling up the doorway.
I think also maybe that moment is why he threw the TV out the window just to like track it. He's like, oh! Then he's like, oh, actually, I've always wanted to do that.
As he comes in, he's like, you little shit. I took a risk bringing you in here, and this is what the fuck you're doing?
What? No, man. No, it was on fire. The TV was on fire.
He comes walking over. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just lighting my No, wait. He's like trying to hide his bong and stuff. Right. I put my lighter on it and it didn't go out. And
he walks over and that massive ham fist just grabs like the front of your shirt and he pushes you up against the wall. He says, "Kid, this is your only shot in this business. This is as low as it gets. You fuck this up, there's no coming back. Disappoint me again, I'm leaving you on the side of the road."
I think there's this strange thing going on Kid's face where he it kind of looks like he wants to laugh, but he knows it's not the time to laugh right now, and he's like trying just to like pull it all together and like act serious. He's like, okay, I guess that's all coming out of my pay, isn't it?
You're damn right it is.
Hmm.
And tomorrow, you're going to go and you're going to socialize with those high school kids. You're going to be straight. You're going to go in there and you're going to make a good impression. You disappoint me, and I'm through. And tomorrow night, you're in the ring with Tiny. And he smiles at that. Tiny,
you mean Tiny?
Yeah.
Shit.
And he storms out, slamming the door behind you. We're about
asshole.
to. Yeah.
He yells asshole just probably a tiny bit too loud so he can actually like once the door's closed.
And kind of to end our night phase here, I'm going to pop back over to you, Proctor, as you're waking up. Kind of got this little shiner, and as you sit up, she's over there snoring. What do you do?
I'll start going through my memories, and if I may narrate what happened a bit as like the drunken haze fades.
Certainly.
I remember being very comfortable. I remember us talking about things that I've never been able to talk with my girlfriend about, like wrestling, what it means to us. I also remember being so drunk that it was a great idea to kiss Pat because she was giving off all the signs. Apparently, one of those signs was stop, but I just did not see that and then got hit with it.
Excellent. Yeah, she popped you. And as you're, it's one of those things of she popped you and probably there were a couple of more, like a body blow in there to get the fuck off of me sort of thing.
Yeah, I think like, I was grabbing her shirt, like pulling her in for a kiss. She punched me in the face, pushed me off. That's when I ripped the shirt off, and just ended up going to my bed. And my eye is probably a bit puffier because I was crying too.
Mm.
But I'm not going to put on that concealer. This is wrestling. They can see what real wrestling is all about.
There you go. And you can kind of like remember when she was yelling at you, I told Hulk Hogan the same thing I'm telling you. Get your fucking hands off me. And
he was paying.
Yeah, he was paying. So we have that, as this memory comes back to you, and she sort of looks over at you, and you can see that blurry look in her eye, and she goes, "What the hell, did I do that?" Pointing at your eye.
Yeah, things got out of hand last night. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't drink like I used to.
I probably should stay a bit more straight-laced than I have been lately. But this will make a great show for the radio. At least I have the face for it, huh?
Don't put yourself down, honey. And she staggers off to the bathroom, and a moment or two later, you hear her puking.
Yeah. And I'll like have had my clutch of makeup and like a portable mirror. It's like she'll use like the proper techniques that she got taught on like the good side, and like so like makeup, big circle where there's nothing, like a panda. Makeup.
Perfect. All right, we're gonna get to our kind of what's going on before the match, because we do have a radio interview, and they're going with the person who actually has kind of a little bit of a name out there. Big Texas is going to the radio station. They're also sending Kid A out to the high school to meet and greet with the kids, and they're sending along with him Monet and Princess and Fufu, under the idea that this will give a chance, an adult there to maybe keep an eye on Kid, but wanting the young guy out there for these kids. Let's start with that radio interview. You arrive at WCPW, which is accounting for rock and roll, and they are going to be having this disc jockey there who's sitting with you there, Big Texas. And he goes, all right, folks, at the high school, we've got a big wrestling match coming in. Gauntlet League is traveling through Augusta. And here with us today, we've got one of the stars of the Gauntlet League, Big Texas. Welcome to the show, Texas. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me. I'm Big Texas, and I'm here from the great state of Texas to show you Georgians how to wrestle and how to fight in the ring. Because I've heard you Georgia peaches, you're no good at it.
He's already bringing on the nasty talk.
Well, that's right. We've got a great roster too. We've got Mr. Monet, who comes from the high class, highfalutin kind of people. We've got our Candy Rocks. She's straight out of the dojo, and she's here for this will be her second night of wrestling. And we also got this kid A. He's all right. And you got myself as well as a number of other people.
Well, it says here on my cards that you used to be on the rodeo circuit.
Well, yes, I did.
Says here you got a few buckles over the course of your career. What made you decide to leave that and go into wrestling?
Oh, well, well, there was, sometimes when you get bucked off a bull, you take a hard hit and you can't get back up.
Oh, I see. Well, wrestling's pretty dangerous too, isn't it? That's at least what I've heard.
Yes, but in wrestling, you get to beat up the clowns.
Ha, ha, ha. I want you to roll me a, let's see. We're going to be rolling with your look. See how this kind of goes, this interview.
All right. All right, that is a 10.
Ooh, fantastic. So you're going to let's see here. You're working the media circuit. And this is okay. So that went, you could see him start to angle a little bit towards, like he's fixing to say the dreaded F word, fake. But you managed to kind of catch before that happens, steer him away from that, and I'm going to let you cut a promo here.
So yeah, he's about to go for it, and that is the moment actually where I bring up that Candy Rocks. Well, Candy Rocks is actually going to be trying out a brand new gimmick tonight because last week, Candy Rocks, and you can look this up on YouTube. She took Proctor Sparks' face and mashed it into a whole thing of tofu, and Proctor Sparks comes up with blood because there were thumbtacks in that tofu, and she is now the vegan assassin.
Awesome. All right. Sounds like you're calling out or at least pushing with Candy in this promo. So roll us your cut a promo. That's with look as well.
Okay. I thought that was doing the circuit is cut a promo. But you just get to re-roll if it's not live.
What's that now? Oh, let's see here.
Or am I doing something else?
Yeah. What I had you roll that first one for was just to see how the thing went.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Ooh,
you can spin one. Yeah.
Okay, so that is a 7.
All right. So you're going to get to, you get them by paying attention to you, and you get to pick one.
All right. Nope. Find it. All the way at the top. Oh. I got to do it. I'm going to add the stipulation to my relevant match. And I tell you tonight is going to be extra special because we will be doing my King of the Hill variation. We will be doing the Hoedown Showdown Rodeo. We're bringing the Mechanical Bull in from from the Peach Pit, the local bar, and we will be having the Hoedown Showdown Rodeo.
Woo, buddy. Well, folks, I hear the tickets are already sold out, but I'm willing to bet if you get out there, there's standing room around. I've never known them not to take your money. Get out there. Let's support what's going on at the high school. I also hear that 10% of the proceeds will be going to the Augusta High School Band. Let's play, Augusta. And he'll set the record on it. Oh, that was great, Texas. Really nice to have you here.
It was nice to not mess one of these up.
All right, we're going to cut over to the high school. Monet, you got to be thinking that maybe you're getting the shit into the stick by being put here with Kid for this.
Yep. Okay. Princess.
Yeah,
Becky. Keep an eye on the little weasel. You saw what he did last night, didn't you? Damn near hit the RV.
He seems like a wild one.
Yeah, well, he's going to go up in flames, and I don't want us to be too close when he does.
I sure hope that you don't get stuck wrestling him. Ooh, we lost Ferret.
I don't think I've pissed anyone off that badly, but we'll see. Anyway, did you bring the basketball like I asked?
Oh, yes, sir.
Excellent. Come on, let's go out to the yard. Oh, right. Kid. Yes, you come here. Come here.
Kid, he's calling you over. Garrett, do we see this as before you drive over, or this happening when I
think this is when we've got there. We actually park up around the corner so we don't arrive.
Yeah, I think he's already smoking with some kids, leaning on the fence, having a smoke with just cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Oi, you! Oh, you!
What? No, come over here.
What do you think you're? What do you think you're doing?
I can't hear you.
Probably just as well. Have you thought about taking those little things out of your ears?
What? No, come over here. I can't hear you.
I do not go over there to you. You come over here to me.
But I can't hear you. You have to come
you-
over here to tell me.
If you come over here, I will give you $10.
Oh yes. He runs over.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will take the money, and it's stage money. It's basically just photocopied, and I will shove it in his pocket.
And
Yes.
the kids have started coming out, so they're watching you.
You are an incredibly crass peon. Do you know that?
What?
You are the scum of the earth. The scum, I say.
Scum, yeah. Yeah,
But-
I know. I'm pretty scummy. You're right.
Yes. But thankfully, we have an object of perfection here today.
Are you talking
fact
about
that-
your daughter?
Oh, my daughter. My daughter is perfect. My daughter is the greatest athlete in the world. She comes from a superior gene stock. Her pater, her grandpater.
Did you adopt her? Is she adopted?
Strange how your mind goes to that as the first thing. But no, she is a superior athlete. And we are going to prove that, aren't we, Princess? Oh, yes, Daddy, yes. I have here a basketball. I believe it's called a basketball. Now, my daughter will shoot 3 shots in a row. Three shots from the penalty mark. Now, I bet none of you can do that after her. She is the most superior, the most perfect of athletes. And I will bet $4,000 that she will do this.
The
No,
kids are like, wow, they're all hyped up at this. And Princess, fairly small girl, so they like, oh yeah, all right, yeah.
So who will take up the challenge? We will only offer it once. Decide amongst yourselves.
And there's some pushing and shoving amongst the kids as they're trying to lay claim for one, kind of football player looking guy. That's me. There's no way that little chick's gonna hit 3 in a row.
Okay, so they roll out one of these portable hoops and put it down there. Princess, you first, naturally.
All right. Sounds to me like we're doing a hit the streets sort of thing.
Sort of. Do you remember the $1 Million Man and bouncing a ball?
Uh-uh.
$1 Million Man made a bet to a child that he couldn't bounce a ball 20 times. So he bounced it 19 times, and on the 20th, bang, that ball went flying.
He kicked it. Perfect. All right. So you're having Princess go first?
I'm having Princess go first. So the idea is that she throws 3. He gets to do the last one. As it goes up, I basically knock over the hoop.
No, gotcha. All right. Why don't we have? Do you think that this is look, or do you think that this has more to do with like work?
I think it doesn't matter either way because my scores are the same for both of them.
Okay.
But I think this is definitely the gimmick. So I think this is luck more than anything else.
I think it's look. All right. So let's roll that, and this is a hit the streets. And that's on page 4, by the way.
Okay, that's an 11.
Oh, fantastic. You do phenomenally. As he goes up, he hits his first 2. She hit hers. She's been practicing. As he goes up for that third one, what's it look like?
He gets ready. He jumps up, and Monet's a tall guy. And as he goes up, Monet just leans on the post and pushes it. And the entire hoop comes down. Oh, what a pity. What a pity.
Hey, you're cheating, man. I was going to hit that.
Oh, Well, that's the thing, isn't it? My class of people play by a different set of rules.
Oh, and the kids, they're laughing at him. There's some are booing. Oh, Monet, and you've been had, pointing at the guy, and you can see he's really taking the heat. He's pretty pissed.
And at this point, I psst, hey, stand up to me. This is your chance to shine.
So at the moment, I think he's like actually laughing as well because he's caught up in the. But he's like, oh my. He's like, you cheat. That sucked, man. You suck.
Oh, I suck.
Yeah,
I
you
suck.
Yeah,
Oh,
you suck.
what an expansive vocabulary and vernacular you have.
No one can understand anything you're saying.
I think that I think that elaborates the point, dear chap.
What?
And the kids are like, get him, kid. He's a cheat.
And then I think Kid A will spit out his fate. He's like, you rich people suck, man. You suck.
All right. So you're kind of, do you think this is like maybe a working the audience in a way where you're standing up to him? Or do you plan to clobber him? Or what do you think you're going to do?
It's probably, I feel like he doesn't really know what he's doing. It could be an act, or it could be him getting too caught up in the moment.
I think the kids start actually echoing when he goes, "You suck." They shout, "You suck," and it basically starts a chant.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we do a work the audience then?
Yeah, I think Kid A will start like chanting "You suck," and probably take his shirt off and start walking around and like.
All right. Roll with the audience. What's your audience at the moment?
Let me see.
Probably one. Might be two though.
Yeah, it's 2 because I think.
All right.
Because of
So
the
roll
wasted
with
thing.
+2.
Cool. That is a 6 + 2, so an 8.
All right. You're going to get to pick one. You can gain momentum, or, and this one is, you can take control of the match. I think I'm going to kind of, if you wanted to take that, I think I'm going to have it reflect more of you're taking control of this crowd. You've got them all behind you, and they're probably going to be like chasing toward, Monet and doing the "you suck" chant in his direction. Which would you rather, momentum or kind of this crowd narrative?
What does momentum do in this
Momentum
situation?
is our currency in the game. You get to add it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just take the crowd thing. That seems good.
Take the crowd where they're behind you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Gerwin, what's Monet's reaction as the crowd, of course, is turned against you? You're getting the full heel heat.
I basically start moving back, and they basically crowding us away, and they keep on marching. We keep on backing up, and at this point, I pull out a little whistle, blow it, and a couple of the local people from the local VA vets come out in white shirts with little name tags on, and these are the Money Men. They're my personal my personal problem solvers. And they basically come out and stand between. And I think Kid A and I have a back and forth shouting over the line that they create.
Excellent. And the kids are eating it up. There's the weirdness of Kid A almost being so into the kayfabe himself that they're not real sure. They're kind of buying the reality of all of this. And I think that's where we'll fade out the scene as the crowd is up for this. And the Monet men will eventually, escort you off in proper fashion as the kids are over there patting Kid on the back. That went actually pretty well. And by the way, Gerwin, hit that streets with your good roll. You gain 2 momentum. And next time you work the audience, you'll gain an extra momentum on a hit as you appeal to the fans personally pulled out to the show.
Brilliant.
All right. So we've done pretty good promo here. I hope we get Ferret back. Let's see. Do I have I might have a message from him. Let me look here.
He said he needed to restart his computer and then just disappeared and hasn't come back.
I
That was
know.
it's like 10 minutes ago.
Huh. Well, and I see Greg tried to write back to him. Careful, Paul, you're speaking into your mic. But we'll hopefully have him back momentarily. We are going to go to our break here in just a second. First off, so I can book. But I want to ask Candy if there's something you'd like to do before the match.
Yeah, sure. Whilst like everyone else is kind of booked to go and do all these promo things, that's I'm not on that rung of the ladder yet. I'm still the young one. I'm there to so I get to the venue kind of early. I load in all the ring. I fucking have to go in a van and like load this mechanical ball into the back of the van. And I'm dragging that into the ring and sort of doing all this. And whilst I'm doing all this and setting all the ring up and stuff, I kind of like check my phone and there's like a missed call, there's like 3 missed calls from my mum. And I'm like, no, I've got work to do. I've got to keep my mind on tonight. And I just turn my phone off and put it in my back pocket and just carry on setting up this mechanical ball.
Did it look like she'd left a message, or was it just calls?
Yeah. Oh, there was like a voicemail, but I'm just like, no, I can't deal with that now. I'll deal with it tonight, later, after the match.
Gotcha. And yeah, so as you're working with the crew, setting up in this auditorium, again, pretty nice venue for you guys. Full bleachers. You're bringing your ring in, which is the travel ring for Gauntlet League. It's had a rough time over the years. The Kraken has at one point fallen through the bottom of it, in fact. And it's a little rickety, but it's going to hold up.
There's like one of the corners by the turnbuckle. There's like these dark brown stains all over it, and I'm like, oh man, that must be from one of Proctor's hardcore matches or something. And I start scrubbing at it to clean it up, and I'm like, no, that's Alabama barbecue sauce. That's not blood.
Glad you're back, Ferret, with us. And so we're going to go to, now that you're back, Ferret, I was fixing to head into our break. I'm going to book our matches, but I want to tell a little bit of what we're doing so we can be thinking about it. We are going to be ending with a King of the Ring, which is, in fact, going to be the Rodeo Wrangle. Is that what it is? Yes. So that is going to be our big finisher match. But I'll be setting up a couple of open matches before that. Let's go ahead and take 7 minutes for a break, and we will be back at 10 after.
Tyler, I will just say, remember, we've only got like an hour and a half left,
right?
So yeah, let's make sure that we leave enough time for that match at the end, because we missed the last one.
We missed it last time. Yes, we did. All right. So see us all in a few. I like that, Greg. The idea that something always a little different for leaving the rodeo. I'm interested if we'll ever hear the real reason that you got out of the rodeo game. Never know. He's a man of mystery, is our Big Texas. All right. As soon as we get everybody back, I'm going to go through and set up our matches. As Paul mentioned, we want to make sure we get through everything. And the wrangle can be a little long. I think that we're going to have a little less trouble with that simply because we have a fairly small roster, so we won't be bringing in a ton of folks. And our momentum has so far been fairly low. And that usually is what makes a wrangle go super long, is people deciding to momentum to stay in. When we get to it, though, Greg, I'm going to have you I'll have you describe that ring. So be thinking a little bit of how it looks when we do the rodeo wrangle, how, the way it'll look. That's going to be our highlight main event.
I think it's actually King of the Hill is more of the...
Right. The King of the Hill. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm confused with the rodeo wrangle, but it's the King of the Hill set. That's right. Okay. Well, we're waiting for Gerwin and Lou, who should be back momentarily. I'm enjoying doing this on the road stuff. I think it's neat.
Yeah, I really like it. This is really, really what I wanted from the game, to see that kind of behind the scenes thing. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's doing cool stuff.
And especially when we build it up in later episodes and you've got these storylines running backstage, but then it's also going to get reflected in the ring, and you get that blurring of the line, which I think is really cool about wrestling.
I do too. All right, so Behemoth, we're getting ready for the match, and Behemoth's there's a crowd, there's noise, they've got the popcorn, they got the drink station going. These folks are excited for this match, and he's already tacked up in the this is the school basketball team locker room that y'all are in. And he tacks up the paper that's showing the lineup. We're going to give that opportunity. I'm going to tell you what it is. Y'all can play with it a little with some moves, but this is as it's set now. Going to start off with Miguel Morales. Moranis is going to go out there. He's going to give his talk. He's he's a nice looking guy to begin with. I imagine him a little like Rick Martel, the model sort of idea. He's, perfectly cut. He does a little bit of the arrogance of that, I'm so pretty, but he's a face. He's a cultural hero. He's a good wrestler. He's going to go out there. He's going to do some talk, and then he's supposed to squash Tommy Blaze. That's going to be our open. Then we're going to have Kid going up against Tiny, and Behemoth will have already called you to the side and said, Kid, go out there, take your bumps like a man. Tiny's gonna get this win, I imagined. Kind of giving you the heads up as we go in. Then we're going to have a tag match. It's going to be Proctor and Candy going up against Big Texas and Monet. And this is supposed to be a setup for what may be, kind of a feud set that could go forward. He's testing the waters there, seeing how that chemistry works out. And then we'll have the King of the Hill, the rodeo wrangle, to finish us up. For time, I'm going to keep an eye on things this time. And so I might hit some points where where I'm going to say, where old Murray, our referee, is going to go, okay, take her home. So just keep in mind that we may push through things fairly quickly. And so show starts and Miguel gets out there, and there's that split. He's got some fans in the audience who are super happy to see him. There's a few folks that are buying on his arrogance swing. Oh, yes, I had completely got that marked down, and I forgot to say it. First, before we start, I think, Ferret, you, Proctor, get to make the over move. So, if you see that, Top of the card moves, the over move. You roll with your look, and you have 2 momentum to start.
I got an 11.
Woo! You get to pick 2 off the list there.
Yeah, I'm going to gain an additional momentum. And I'm going to call out Big Texas and have him explain why on this wonderful promotion he didn't mention Proctor Sparks.
Ooh, all right. So we've got, like I say, we've got the recorder for going on the internet. They do some internet stuff. You calling out, what's it sound like? Give us that sound bite.
I think this is probably after the Miguel Moranis match, and the spotlights turn on to the stage here, and there's this huge puff of smoke that she made herself as she's coming out of the trap door. She has a microphone. It's like, welcome to Gauntlet League Wrestling. Wasn't that match exciting, everyone? Yeah. And we're here in Augusta, Georgia, the land of peaches, cream, and dreams. And I must say, we are happy to be here. And I must introduce myself as Proctor Sparks because Big Texas seems to have forgotten all about me.
You know why I did. You know why? Because you're not a real wrestler, Proctor Sparks. You're all sparks. You're all flash.
Ooh.
You're all pyro. That's why I didn't call you out, because you're not a real wrestler.
Oh, as you call him out, Texas comes stalking out to you. What do you say to that, Proctor?
Well, there's 2 parts of fire. There's the pyro, and she throws down a bit of a fake flame, and she spins through the smoke, lands just like a perfect landing. And then there's the technical part, and I'm going to show you my technique tonight in the ring with my new protege, Candy Rocks, who is going through the school of hard knocks and is going to take you down, Big Texas. And that froofy Mr. Monet. Mic drop.
Woo, the crowd loves it. All right, I think you're picking up a heat, aren't you?
We both get 1 heat with each other.
All right, so heat for Big Texas on Proctor and Proctor on Texas. Wonderful. All right, like I say, we have, we'd had Morales. He did his work on Tommy Blaze. He looked great. He really was. He got the crowd up. Now we're going to have Tiny versus Kid. Kid, you're going in first. Before we do that, though, do you want to cut a promo? Are you wanting to do anything leading yourself into the ring?
We definitely see Kid, in shows where somebody's got headphones on, so there's no other background noise or anything. He's sitting in the locker room. I think there's probably some reggae playing, and he's smoking a really big joint. And I guess whoever would come to tell him to go out is there, and you can just see their mouth moving, but no sounds coming out.
Is this on camera or off?
This is off camera, yeah.
Okay.
I think they pulled the headphones off his head, and we get all that sound rush back in, and he's like, "Whoa, oh, it's time now."
You're in, Kid.
Yeah, and I think he'll just he walks out. I don't think he makes a big fuss about it, but he's kind of he looks super vague, and he's walking around, looking up at the lights and stuff.
So it sounds like you're coming in messed up.
Yeah, so I think with my move, I'm already adding 3 momentum.
All right.
Losing 2 real.
Excellent. All right. Woo. And you will be rolling real for all your non-gimmick moves. Wowee. Okay. You get into the ring, and the announcer, he's a horror, he's a monster, he's tiny. And we have this kind of Doom, 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 boom, boom. Music as Tiny comes stalking down. He wears the Andre the Giant singlet, the one strap singlet, and he is a big guy. I mean, he's like I say, 6'5", 6'6", tons of weight on him. As he's coming down, he's doing the monster at the crowd. They're booing him. They're cheering you. He gets in, and he's worked the crowd up. And
I think however the crowd was reacting, that's the same Kid A will react in the same way. He's like, yeah! Like he's excited by fighting the big dude.
And so Tiny moves in and he clutches with you. And he leans in close and he says, "Kid, I'm supposed to rough you up. But if you don't cause me no trouble, you don't have to get hurt. Just don't fuck it up, kid."
And I think the kid will yell out, "He said he wants me to go easy on him."
Oh. Tiny kind of looks at you, see his eyes narrow, and he goes in for a couple of solid headbutts, does a kick to the gut, and then a gut wrench power bomb, boom, to lay you down as he turns around and it's you're in control now. As he landed you pretty hard. He apparently did not like your comment very much. What do you do?
I think I'll do the old-fashioned like roll straight out of the ring. And we're probably he's probably too big to get out of the easily through the rope, so I'm probably like doing some of the like run around, and the referee's like calling me back in, and I get in just for enough time and like roll out again, and he's like trying to like stomp me everywhere.
Okay.
I'm like trying to wear him out.
Okay. Sounds like you have to roll with real. But yeah. It sounds like you're trying to. Are you working the audience here? Or are you trying to do this as as the wrestling matches? You're trying to win him.
I think it's more about the crowd than anything else. Yeah.
Alrighty, roll us a work the audience. Roll with your audience. Well, let's see. It's a non-gimmick move. Roll with your real.
Okay. I got an 8, but it goes to a 6 because of my now -2 real.
All right. I think as you're trying, you've been doing that roll in, and he'll try and get over to you. You miscalculate one of them, and he's gotten frustrated trying to come after you. And as you're rolling out, one of those big size 18s lands right on your forearm as he stomps your arm. And you're a little messed up, but the pain of it comes through as you go, holy crap. And I think you're going to take an injury.
Yeah.
What's your
totally deserve that. What's my what? Sorry?
Your injury move?
Okay. I didn't even know that.
It'll be on your plate.
When you get injured, roll +1 audience.
That's nice.
And check a box. For every injury box you have when you cool.
Gotcha.
So
all right.
I'm rolling audience. Is that a thing I do now? Or
I think it's later? When you roll your audience.
Okay, cool.
So so you're back in control and outside the ring with your arm hurting.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sorry, I did read that wrong. I add an audience when I get injured. That's what it means.
Okay. So go ahead and put yourself up an audience.
Sweet. So I'm back in control again now. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Because he's an NPW.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh, I should also have an extra momentum because I was playing into the audience, knowing that I was like wasted as I was coming in as well.
Yeah.
He's meant to win, isn't he? I think I'm gonna I want him to win, but I think he wants to at least look good while he's doing it.
Okay.
So I think maybe they haven't had a big chance to prepare for this, and it's also pretty it's probably not the most amazing wrestling in the world, right? Because we're like it's one step up from backyard wrestling, right?
And
yeah, what does my finisher? Can you do a finisher and it
Not
you
normally,
still
but
lose?
one of the things about the Wasted is at any point you can choose to do your big show-stopping finisher. It doesn't need to be the end of the match. It doesn't need to be anything. Problem you have is you don't have particularly good stats. So normally you build up a momentum and then go for your showstopper.
Yeah, I do have 4 momentum now, so I guess I could do it. Yeah, I think I'll do some sort of awesome finishing move, and but I think it'll be him, like it'll look amazing. Probably something off the I'll go for like some sort of flip off the what's it called? The turnbuckle, the what are the corners?
Corner?
Yeah, and then I'll but I'm totally gonna miss. I'll double flip and just slam into the like he'll get out of my, or maybe he grabs me on the way down and just helps me into the mat and full knocks me out. So do I roll for my finishing thing?
Yes, it's a gimmick move, so it's not affected by your negative reel. You roll at 0.
Roll it straight, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not super familiar with the rules.
That's okay. Yeah, so with a finisher, you're rolling without using any stats, so you don't have the negative, and then you can add momentum to it to take it up from, however you roll.
You choose momentum before you roll it?
Nope, you get to use it afterwards.
Cool. Whoops. How much momentum do I have? Oh, this kind of suits what I'm actually trying to do anyway. I don't think I'll bother with... I can take it to a mixed success, actually. I rolled a 4, and I've got 4 momentum. I'll use up 3 of those. I'll take it to a mixed success.
All right. So you're going to gain an audience, though something goes wrong. Lose all momentum and choose your opponent no-sells it, or lose 1 heat with them, or injure yourself, or injure them.
I think I'll definitely injure him. I go for the big flip off the I think maybe I'll backflip off the thing, and it comes I don't even think I'm meaning to, right? But I'm just being stupid. This wasn't even part of what we were meant to be doing. And
right, you're going for a finisher super early. Yeah. He's supposed to win. Yeah.
So I think it comes up under his chin and clacks him. And then I think that's part of that same movement. He just full slams me. Probably jumps on me.
I like that idea. Yeah, I think you catch him and we see some blood out of his mouth. And he probably, when you were doing this, he noticed that you were nowhere close to being able to hit him normally. He actually had to move in to get hit to save this thing from looking right. And as you pop him and that blood comes out, see, he's kind of pissed. And so he's going to take you from where you did that flip, and he'll sell it very little before he comes in, and he does this massive belly to belly that rocks this ring as he carries you over. And when he lands on top of you, your breath goes out, and he says, "Kid, I'll be seeing you again." And 1, 2, 3. And the crowd, they're wild with boos. They feel like maybe something weird happened here. And Murray's getting y'all out of the ring. And the announcer is, Randy's like, wow, what a match. I tell you, that was a surprise to me. Looked like it was a surprise to Tiny. Hell, it even looked like it was a surprise to Kid. And they move you out, and Behemoth's up there with, he's got you, Proctor, and you, Monet. And he's like, oh, fuck. This kid.
He's still young. He's still learning the ropes.
He's nearly 30. He's not young.
He's fucked up in the ring. I could smell it on him.
Look, I'm still young. I'm still learning the ropes, and I don't go up there and make a big fucking piss up of it like that.
Okay. Wrestler's court later.
Yeah. Get in there and save this thing. Give us a good match. He's patting y'all on the back, and he says, let's Monet, I think you guys come in second. Let's have the faces get the ring first.
Okay.
And so that means Candy and Proctor, y'all want to go in together, or do we have each of your entrances separate? What do you think there, Candy?
I think we're going to go in together to like show solidarity after, because last match we were together, we were against each other, fighting each other. But this time we've, because I saved Proctor from a beatdown. We're going to go in and show our solidarity and come in together, and we'll come into Proctor's theme song.
Ooh, like that, Proctor? Is that good for you?
That is perfect for me.
All right. So tell us, what's that song? Give us the intro, Proc.
Yeah, the song is Firestarter by The Prodigy. And I think we're walking in, and like we have a small like a few practice steps, no fancy choreography. There's not much fire this time, and she has her goggles on to protect her eyes because of the big wallop she had. But and like I think Candy's also following Proctor like with school books, and like they're all like, science of violence, knowledge is power, power is king, like different things like that. And then we get to the ring, and Proctor holds up the rope for Candy. Candy gets in, like goes through the books, and it looks like we're talking about it and doing a lesson. And then, School of Hard Knocks, Proctor Sparks and Candy rocks.
Ooh, the crowd is killing for it. They are screaming. Did we do any cheap heat? Anybody want to do a little cheap heat as they head in?
I'd like. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's get them, and then I'll have y'all in.
I think like a Proctor will if Candy wants to join in this for cheap heat, like Proctor will go over like the current schools and like how this school is beating their asses, and like have Candy like pull out like the school colors and like pom poms and
yeah.
Sound good.
Yeah, like whatever the basketball team is, we'll be like, yeah, cheering for them.
Go local sports team.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wearing the kind of sports jacket, and I kind of pull that off, and I'm wearing like the basketball like jersey underneath. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, excellent! You would have found one in the locker room to throw on. Perfect. They are eating it up. Both of y'all get a momentum for cheap heat. As backstage, we've got you, Monet, and Texas.
So I think the local drama club recently did a Victorian something, and so they actually have this like cut out fancy carriage that I'm going to Big Texas is all about the power, so I'm actually like the horse pulling out Mr. Monet on this reused prop.
How do you like?
And I was doing princesses there too.
Oh, definitely. I think we've actually got Princess standing on the back because I'm a big guy and this is made for high school students, and I think I've got Fufu in my lap, stroking, very Bond villain-esque.
I love it. What's the music playing? Is it? Have we got Monet's money or Monet's music?
And night music, knack music. But I think this place is actually rigged for sound because they have the PA system. So I think we've got a couple of mics as well. Oh, tell me, Mr. Hodges, What is the name of this place?
Why, this is the Augusta High School gym.
Oh, I think I remember this place. Grandpater came here many, many years ago. Oh, it howled then as well.
Oh, they're booing.
I do know a little bit about American history.
Yeah, I heard that their football team didn't do so good at the state championship either. You know,
Oh well,
not like a good Texas team does.
Oh, that's hardly a surprise. Look how they're funded. How do people live in such squalor?
Oh,
But don't worry. Peasants, peons. There is nothing to worry. Your fortunes are up. For today, I declare this a bear market. Oh, sorry, a bull market. Garen got to get the reference right. And I will point to Big Texas.
And I think there's probably a few fans that are still, a couple rodeo fans, young rodeo fans. And I start doing the horn thing, which is my the audience. And I think that might trigger a move. Oh, no. Okay, that works later. Okay.
But I think we've got a tag team name for us, if nothing else.
Bull market.
Bull market.
I love it. All right, they are booing y'all up, though there are actually a few of your fans there, Tex, and you'll see the horns out there from a few of them. Take your cheap heat, and as y'all slide into the ring, who's going to lead off for Bull Market? Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I Candy would like to grab the mic and cut a promo as they
Certainly.
get in the ring and the music stops. And she'll be like, Mr. Monet, how dare you show your classless face in this ring this week? After last time we were in Alabama, you wanted me to turn on my good friend Proctor Sparks here, my mentor Proctor Sparks. You wanted me to beat her down with an umbrella when she was helpless after you laid the boot in off the ring. But I decided I didn't want to be on the wrong side of that line, because you've got to draw a line in this business. You've got to draw a line, and you've got to be on the right side of that line. And you've got no class. You think you're full of class, but you're not, because you're a classless coward and a bully. And I'm going to put the beat down on you tonight.
Ooh, all right. Roll that promo.
Woohoo. So promo is with look, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So my looks +1. Ooh, so I rolled a 5 + 1, so that's a 6. Can I use one of my momentum to bump that up to a 7? Cool. So I use my one momentum.
All right, you get to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Want to get one minute back? Want to pick up some heat? Want to add a calculation?
I want to pick. I want to gain +1 heat with Mr. Monet.
Excellent. What's that get you up to?
That'll put me up to a 3.
Ooh, nice. All right, we're getting close.
I think at this point, Big Texas turns to Mr. Monet and goes, "You want me to take out the tofu trash? Show him what this all beef Texan can do?" And I'll run over and just lift up Candy Rocks and drop her on the mat, going for a big power move.
What was your reaction as Tex said this?
I'll nod and I'll sit back in the actual carriage. I'm not getting up onto ringside just yet.
Oh, perfect. All right. So I guess I think I'll go with letting. I was intending to sort of let the heels take the lead anyway. So Tex, sounds like you're going for a wrestling power move there.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Ooh. That is a 8.
Okay.
I think I'll keep it at an 8. I get what's the shoot?
You get the choice here of maintaining control or taking a momentum and handing it off.
I will take the momentum and hand it off to the vegan assassin.
All right. Now, you slammed Candy down. The refs kind of, moved over and called for the bell after the slam. Question is, I want to ask, Candy, are you actually the legal person in the ring, or do we think that it's Proctor? So who of y'all is actually legal in the ring right now?
I would like to say Candy because this is exciting.
Okay. Is that good for you, Candy?
Yeah, that's good. I'm good with that.
All right. You've taken the bump, but you're now in control. What you doing?
Yeah. So I'll take the bump like like Big Tex. He's like, "Come on, it's your turn, kid." And I'm like, "No. Like, you really need to build this up. You need to beat the shit out of me. I need to really sell this. Like, whip me in that corner and just fucking take it out on me. Do it now." And I almost like sort of throw myself into the corner. Do you know what I mean? I'm like leading like him to kind of do it, and I'm getting to sort of Irish whip me into the corner, and I'm just like I lock eyes with him across the ring, and I'm like, do it, take me in.
All right. Sounds like you're trying to do this as a setup. Sounds like you're going with heat. Work together. All right, roll it up.
Yeah, cool. So my heat is +2.
Excellent.
So yeah, I want him to really work me over, like sort of, and get the crowd like on my side. It's a 6. That's an 8.
Want to keep it there? Spending any momentum?
I haven't got any momentum.
Okay. Well, then your choice here is keep control. Sounds like you want to pass it off though and take that momentum.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to pass it over and get the momentum.
All right.
So I play up like the big horn thing because we're like at opposing corners, and I'm just I bull rush Candy Sparks and slam her back against the thing. And I do that like multiple times, and the crowd's like, oh, and it's that point, like the second time, Candy actually like grabs Big Texas and like flips him back a little bit, and I almost go over the ropes, and so we play around a bit with that. Like she keeps tossing me against the ropes, and I almost go over, and then I'm gonna go for like a big leg lock. I like bounce off the turnbuckles and grab her and put her to the ground, and I try and get like a submission hold on her.
Oh, nice. Okay. And I think when you're going into those charges, some of your fans are starting to chant like, get the horns, get the horns. All right. Sounds like maybe this is a work move because it sounds a little technical going into a leg lock, but you could say it's something else.
I'm good with work because I'm terrible at it. Let's
all
see
right.
if that works out.
It does.
Oh, right. Okay, so that is a 9.
Oh, good.
So it doesn't quite trigger my fan base, but I'm going to spend 1 momentum to keep it.
Excellent. You're going to take the 8 momentum or 1 heat?
I'm going to take 1 heat with Candy Rocks because we actually have I have pretty low heat with Candy Rocks right now.
All right, and you still are in control. That leg lock gets hooked in, and it's looking good. Crowd is, they're screaming because, oh, poor Candy.
I think at this point, we're doing like I've got her, and then she's reaching out the ring, right, for the tag.
Yeah,
to tag back in Proctor Spark.
She just can't reach. She just can't reach.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to interrupt.
Okay.
And as she goes to actually reach for Proctor, I come up behind and pull her legs out, and basically slam her head down into the skirt.
All right. So you've interrupted, and
I'm using my heel move.
Ooh. All right. So you're spending some momentum.
Yeah.
Which heel move is it?
I'm basically using it to generate heat with in this case Proctor.
Okay. Oh, so it was Proctor you pulled.
Yes, it's Proctor I pulled away to prevent the tag.
God.
All
right. Oh, the crowd. Oh, they think you're so villainous, so cheaty. They are screaming. Proctor.
Can I also run in now?
Run in if you would like. Let me first get Proctor, are you selling that drop? Did you making it look good?
Oh, I'm making it look great. I think he comes up and like somehow the goggles come off, and like I've used enough makeup to make it shine and gleam, and the black eye is just getting the light perfectly. And oh, did he do that to her? To a woman? That villain! That rich motherfucker!
I love it. All right.
That is Mr. Rich Motherfucker to you.
All the high school kids are like, oh, he said what?
Woo! Clutching their pearls. All right. Sounds like, kids, you're running in from the back.
Yeah, I think I've got a couple of the kids that I met earlier with me, and we run down and we're like, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, and everybody's trying to get everybody to cheer.
Okay.
And I think I just want to interfere with him interfering, essentially, like get, so the match kind of goes on after this point. That's essentially my
a run-in that's trying to interrupt and change the match? Or are you just running in more to like work the audience by getting in this scrum? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's more aimed at like Monet and getting the match. I guess it's an audience, hyping the audience and moving like Monet away from the match, I guess. Is that a thing that I can do, or am I meant to be directly affecting this thing?
I think that your the run-in options are
not always the best for this sort of thing.
Yeah. It's you deciding that you're going to end this match with a run-in, or we can go instead with like where you're working the audience and trying to build up some momentum or something like that. It's up to you on this one. Because if we end this match, what I'll do is I'll almost certainly transfer it straight on into the rodeo wrangle, which can make sense. I mean, it would make sense in a lot of ways too.
Okay, maybe I'll fuck up the whole match then.
All right.
Maybe it turns into a small. I'll attempt to. Maybe it turns into a small like Royal Rumble in the like all hell will break loose. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for complete and utter chaos.
Okay, I think that's possible. Let's roll heat with Monet.
Okay, so I think I have 2 with him. Do I add it to my roll, or is this
actually this is a non-gimmick rule, a move?
It is. That is true. Now, let me look to where we would be going in. Let's see, adequate area. This is your set off of that. You have that move on your thing. You do not. My question looking at it is if he's coming in, if this is a, let's see, whenever you take something, yeah, okay. So yeah, because you're still high. So yeah, you're rolling with real and -2.
Yeah, that is a 5.
Do you wish to spend any momentum?
I don't think I've got enough now to take it up, but I wouldn't anyway.
All right. You come running in, and as the kids are with you, and from the back, Behemoth is looking at this, and his eyes are getting wider. You're bringing high school kids down to the ring where they could potentially get hurt. He's thinking, oh my God, they're going to fire me if these kids get hurt. And as you get over to Monet, I think he gets to you, Monet, and you can, as he gets to you, that this probably was not what was called. And you could see running down from the back, Tiny, coming to probably try and handle this problem. But Tiny, not a fast guy. How do you react to this?
I've still got my brolly in my hand, don't I? but I've still got my brolly round. I will pick up my brolly and I will swing it at him.
Whoo! All right.
It hits me right in the face.
Oh, I think so. Do we want? Do you feel like, Gerwin, that this is maybe doing a work stiff on him?
I think this is a work stiff rather than a hardcore violence move.
I think so too. Why don't we roll that? Roll it with real.
Unfortunately, I have -2 real as well. So this is only going to end well. Oh yes, and that would be a 4. But I will put that up. I'll put that up to a 7 with my 3 remaining momentum.
All right. So you get to pick one. You injure your opponent. The match ends in no contest. May not be what we're thinking of, but it could be. Again, we would go into Red King of the Hill. Or your opponent loses an audience.
I think I make him look ridiculous. I think he loses an audience in this case.
Oh, lose an audience, kid. As
I've got so much audience, I don't even care.
yeah. So as this hits, oh, look at there. There's a rose. You get popped. The audience is like, they're catching that you probably made a bit of an ass of yourself. And as you kind of stagger back from being hit, that's when Tiny gets to you and he does one of those kind of claps with his big forearms on either side of your head and rings your bell. As you two he gets on top of you and he's doing this kind of holding you down pound sort of thing so the match can go on. And Lord have mercy, I've lost track of who has control, but I think I'm going to go to Candy.
Yeah, cool. Whilst I managed to sort of wriggle out of the ankle lock that Big Tex kind of got me in, and just lay some like forearms on him to sort of get him off me. And then I'm going to run over to where outside of the ring where Mr. Monet is like battering Kid A with this umbrella. And I'm going to climb up onto the turnbuckle and call him out up there. I'm like, Monet, I'm sick of this shit from you. I'm sick of you acting like a bully with that umbrella of yours, thinking you can just beat down everyone who you see below you. Well, you know what? I'm up here and I see you below me right now. Take this. And I'm going to do a flip and do like a backwards moonsault off of the top rope, like onto the outside of the ring.
And I think I see this coming and I lift the umbrella and I open it and try and hide under it.
Oh, I love it. All right. Suicide moonsault onto the Wile E. Coyote umbrella.
So I've actually got a move here, which I'm going to do, which is when you work a match with someone you know is better than you, which is Mr. Monet, I roll plus work, and then there's some things of that. So I'm going to do that, if that's okay.
Oh, certainly. Go ahead.
So my work is 0. I roll a 5. I haven't got enough momentum to push it up either. Uh-oh. So that means on a botch, you make a rookie mistake and lose 1 audience.
Oh, I think as you're coming across, I think you probably misjudged your distance. And Monet probably is enough of a professional that would move to give you the hit, but the umbrella is blocking Monet's sight. And so as you come down, you have to readjust so you can land to your legs, and you miss him completely. Monet, you see Candy, land a good 1.5 feet away from you. Just fucked up this move. And the audience is sort of laughing.
Oh, no, yeah, that's the worst. Like, it was my big spot, my big moment, and they're all just laughing at me.
And I think I'm going to shift as, we'll get a moment in it here in a second to see how y'all try and save that. Because I want to ask, with this match, we could play this match out and probably end our time on it. Or I have a suggestion. We could probably also do a count out here. And Big Texas, you could call for your gimmick match, King of the Hill, as recompense for this count out. Do you want to go in that direction, or do we play out the tag team?
So a count out would mean
Be a disqualification for Proctor and Candy, but you wouldn't have gotten your vengeance on them like you want, so you call in the rodeo wrangle. They'll haul in the bull real quick, and you're going, no, this ain't over, sort of thing.
I think we'll save. Let's play out the tag team match. We'll save the rodeo thing for another game at some point.
Okay.
I think it'll take longer.
All right. Does that feel good for everybody else? Excellent. We got all our wrestlers here anyway, so I mean, we got a lot of potential for everybody to do something. All right then. So.
Can I ask a question before we go on there? It says lose one audience, but I'm currently at 0. Does that mean I go to -1 audience? Or
you don't have to go to -1. Fortunately, okay. You do need to. Oh, by the way, when you went to 0, you got an advance.
The young one always has audience 0. They can't gain audience or lose audience.
Yeah. Oh.
That's the move from a different playbook. So it doesn't matter. It's in the fiction. You did something wrong. So it's just like a hard move.
Okay. And you don't have to worry about being fired?
Yeah, like the young one doesn't get fired at 0 audience because they always have 0 audience.
Gotcha. Okay. I've never had a young one in the thing. So we're going to move over to Proc. You've seen Candy have a horrible thing go on. That's going on down there. You see Kid come in and make an ass of himself. How are you going to save this match? Texas is in the ring. What you doing?
She sees. I think Candy has done like the superhero land. Like one knee, face down. She looks at Monet taking care of Kid A. It's like, okay, I have this. And she walks over to Candy. Hit my hand. Then when I say stand, stand. And she perches on the back of Candy, slaps her hand, stand. And Candy stands up. Proctor launches herself into the ring, like over Big Tex, makes the mark. Like, looks like our partners are a bit tied up now, Big Tex. I'll make sure you never forget me again.
Awesome. Okay, do we think this is the move? Was that a look move coming in, or you want to go into a sequence?
I think that's a hot tag.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Roll that hot tag then. Heat with Candy.
Yay, I have 4 heat with Candy. Oh, so I got I see 9, 10. I got a 13.
Woo-hoo! Tag is made. You get a double team opportunity on the legal wrestler. You can try and play that to the fiction if you see a way. Everyone on your team gains a momentum, so you and Candy each get a momentum.
Yeah, I think like Big Tex is like once I land Big Tex, you can flip, you can do this, but can you fight? And then Candy comes in and like pushes him forward a bit, and he comes in. Proctor jumps, grabs his neck, spins around, flips him over, just stands up, Y pose. Science for violence.
Think you're working the audience?
Yes, I am working the audience, which is another +4.
Ooh.
That is a 12.
All right. The audience is buying it. That's +2 momentum, but it does hand control over to you, Big Texas.
So at this point, I like appear behind Proctor Sparks and I turn her around and I say, "You forget. Texas is the home of science. We have Houston where the Space Center is. Texas Instruments, you ever used a calculator?" And I just push her down onto the ground, and I'm going to pull up those wrestling things. I'm going to go for the Boston Crab, which I call the the rodeo bull because they're like struggling underneath me, and I pretend to buck like it's a rodeo. So I'm like dragging Proctor Sparks all the way around, spouting off science facts about Texas.
Oh,
And I think Proctor Sparks maybe uses like some hidden like pyro device or something and flashes it in my eyes, and I'm stunned for a second. So I startle back. And yeah, I think that's probably like a
think that's your
thing.
sequence? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you think that's a look because, or is this maybe heat because you're working with Proctor on this, or what do you think?
I think it's heat because we're to pull off like the little pyro thing to make that work and not
Okay.
get someone hurt. And we're not
All
supposed to
right.
have pyro in the high school, so we had to sneak that in.
All right,
And I
roll
think we
it
have
up.
3 heat. Is that right? Yeah, so sweet. Here we go. That is a 9. That is a 12.
Ooh, fantastic. You get you retain control, and you can either get 2 momentum or you can build that heat on up to 4.
I'm going to build that heat up to 4.
I don't blame you. And you're still in control, though you're staggering back from it. Do you wish
I'm
to pass
staggering back.
control?
And
Okay.
as I'm staggering back, I'm reaching my hand out because I can't see, and I want to tag Mr. Monet in.
All right. Sounds like a hot tag, Monet. Are you answering the call?
So I think I'm answering the call, but I think at this point I'm shouting insults at Roxy while she's on the floor. So I don't see him come up and basically do the hot tag. He slaps me on the shoulder. I stop and turn around. Oh, and clamber under.
All right. Well, Texas, let's roll that hot tag. Roll with heat that you have with Monet.
Oh no, that's a 3. That's a 5. I'm gonna spend my 2 momentum to bump it to a 7.
All right. Tag's made. New wrestler gets gains some momentum from Big Texas. If you don't have any, you don't lose any, but you still get it, Monet, as the tag is made. And y'all retain control. So Monet, you're in control. This is kind of a clumsy tag, and but you gave your reaction. What you doing?
Okay, so I think I'm squaring up with Proctor. Again, I'm doing the whole. Do you know Marcus of Queensbury?
Do you know Savate?
No, I don't. Oh, what's that?
Oh, the crowd loves that. Think that's our move?
I think this is a luck move more than anything
I think
else.
so too.
Okay, Jesus, 2 high rolls and then 2 low rolls. That would be a 4. So I think you're still wearing those goggles, aren't you? Oh, you've taken them off.
They came off with when you pulled me from the.
Oh, okay, I missed that. So what goes wrong here? How do I botch this?
I think like well, I don't know. Tyler, you want to handle this or?
Well, you're first off, you're going to get a momentum, Proctor.
Yep,
Did you have one? If you lose one, I think that I think you actually popped that already hurt eye on Proctor, and I think we're going to give an injury to Proctor from that.
Ooh, that's my second injury this game. I need to get an advance soon. So that gives me +1 heat with Mr. Monet because of my injury move.
Mm-hmm. What's that take you up to?
+3.
Excellent.
And I think like he makes me look over there, and I look over, and that gives him the chance to hit that, and then he just wallops, which shouldn't hurt normally. It's just that I have a big surface area, and like the bruise starts spreading a bit, and he sees what he did. It's like, oh, mother of God.
Shit, son, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'll basically I'll go in for a grapple, a headlock, shouting abuse. You okay? You okay?
No, I need to get Candy in. This is really hurting.
Okay.
Throw me over to her.
Okay. So I think we go to a rope sequence where we do a running sequence, and I think at one point you jump over, I jump over, I go to clothesline you go under, and all this time I think Candy's getting up on the ring, and there's going to be a blind tag there at some point.
Yeah, and I think since I need to get out of the match as fast as possible, I'll do the hot tag.
Yeah, because you're in control still, so you're doing the hot tag. And Paul, are you here? Or are you gone for a moment?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm here. Is my camera not on?
It's not.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I was just wanting to make sure you were there for the hot tag.
Got a 10, so we both get momentum and a chance for a tag team.
Yep, a double team there.
And
yeah.
I think Candy's getting up on the ropes, and Monet comes in, like swings for Proctor. She ducks under, tags Candy in, and they swing from like the ropes, and Candy's coming in low. Proctor's going out high, and Monet turns around and Candy knocks him like face forward, and Proctor spins again and hits him with her boots, like knocks him further into the ring. So he's just rolling in, like rolls against the turnbuckle, giving Candy the chance to keep control.
Good. Oh, I like it. I want to stop just a second to slide outside the ring. Kid, this big guy is like laying on top of you, and he is like under his breath. He is, well, probably not even under his breath. He is cussing you up and down. You piece of shit. I cannot believe that you're giving you the business. What do you do?
I think I'm pretty wasted. I think I'm just laughing.
Oh,
I'm pretty happy with my whole arc in this game too. By the way, I'm happy just to watch this awesome wrestling match while being sat on by a massive dude.
Why don't we have you roll a move that doesn't get rolled often, but this seems appropriate? I think you're breaking kayfabe. You're laughing at this monster who's supposed to be beating you up pretty good, right there in front of the audience. So
yeah, I think he's definitely the sort of wrestler who has that, like, it's not a very clear line between the two.
I think so too. So rolling with real at -2.
I failed again.
And this is your only session with us, right?
I think so, yeah.
Do you mind horribly if I injure you out? I think Tiny is getting madder and madder as this is going on, and you're laughing. And I think one of those kind of late, making them look good blows becomes a not look good but very real one as he bashes you right in the mouth and blood starts pouring. You've got a tooth that is loose, and the kids around the edge of this thing are going, holy crap.
He's still laughing, but it's like fucked up now because he's like got a tooth hanging out, and like it's all real and weird now.
As Big Texas is out of the ring, and like, the eye thing was not real, so like just looks over, like, Tiny, what the fuck? The fucking kids. And like
Tiny kind of looks up and realizes where he is.
And I'm gonna pull Kid A like out of the ring and get him out behind the scenes.
I will help you with that.
So the two of y'all are kind of dragging him back and making the fake move things on him. And Tiny's kind of shaking because honestly, Tiny's a sweet guy and he lost it on Kid. And so it takes him a minute to get back to as he follows along behind the stalk, but he looks a little off. The crowd kind of has watched this blood pouring from Kid as in the ring. Candy, you've got control.
Yeah. And I kind of get I get Mr. Monet in like this headlock, and I'm like, hey, remember that move we talked about over the card game last night?
Yeah, you ready for it?
I think it's time. Let's show him what we're made of, Reggie. And I'll go into this move, and it's this really complex set of moves where kind of Mr. Monet like whips me into the ropes, and I kind of bounce back, like duck under his clothesline. I bounce off the ring, he bounces back off the other ring, and we do this thing where we keep like bouncing off the ring and like dodging each other's blows in the center. Like I go for a drop kick, he ducks under it, and it goes on for like kind of like 5 or 6 passes, and the crowd like each time are like whoa, whoa, like each time. And then it ends with me like kind of jumping up for a big like flying forearm, and Mr. Monet like catches me like in a bear hug, and he's a big guy. He's kind of got me like, up, and my feet are like dangling, and he's choking the life out of me. And then at the very last minute, as like I'm about to like kind of lose consciousness, I come around and slap him on the back of the head and like get him in a tornado DDT and drive his head into the mat.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Boom.
That sounds like work, we think.
I think that's heat, because that's something that we worked it out.
Worked
it out last
right.
night. You know,
right. And as your
maybe,
DP, yeah, go ahead.
Maybe
yeah,
there's like a little flashback of like us playing cards, and as we're laying the cards down, he's like, drop the clothesline, miss the drop kick. You know what I mean? And like each card is like we're laying it out, like building the move up.
I think what we were playing for as well is who would actually land the move on who in the end.
Mm.
And I think in that flashback, as you know, Monet's putting down the cards, Princess sort of smiles and goes, "I told you he was a shark." And as you are landing this DT, roll it up. Murray in the ring is going, "Time to take her home."
Cool. So I roll 7 plus my heat, which is 3, puts it up to a 10. So work a move, wrestling on a 10 plus. You hit it great, retain control, and pick one. I'm going to gain +1 heat with Monet, puts me up to a 4.
Fantastic. And it's time to take it home.
Mm-hmm.
And the booking is supposed to be Monet and Big Texas winning this one. It's supposed to be a start where the heels will win to lead to a feud. So going from this DDT, and you have control, Candy, you know you got to get it to a Monet win. Mm-hmm. Or you could try and buck it.
Can I actually put a suggestion?
Certainly.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have the ref come down. Go 1, 2. The hand's coming down. It stops. The ref stands up. Murray looks there, reaches into his pocket, takes out a wad of cash, starts counting it. And at that point, I think that's when Monet actually has his comeback.
That sound good to you, Candy?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I think I see that the referee goes the 1, the 2, and then on the 3, he stops and counts out the money. And I get out of the pin position. I'm like, remonstrating with the ref. I'm like, what? Has he paid you off as well? Oh my God, like has nobody in this company got any ethics or morals whatsoever? And then you roll me up from behind in like a little small package.
All right.
And it counts it so quick.
No.
Okay.
I've got a better thing rather than just a small package. I think I do a low blow followed by a small package.
Oh yeah, love it.
It's such a classic heel thing.
Love it. All right, roll that finisher.
Okay.
Yeah, and the referee like counts it so quick.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
1, 2, 3,
definitely
it's done. Yeah.
Okay. I got a 6.
Oh, got any momentum?
I have no momentum at the moment, and we have nobody to put me over.
You don't. Everybody's been in the ring.
So something goes wrong, and you win. I believe that's what my finisher does.
Unless Princess can put him over as the announcer, but I don't think that'd be fair.
No, that wouldn't.
Yeah. So your botch is the other one wins.
I believe so. I'm just looking for my. I don't actually have my move on here. Give me 2 seconds. My botch is the other person wins.
It is. Is that what you said?
I believe so. I'm just looking it up now. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, I'm in the core gimmicks. And I
You
think
can
it's
either
in-
lose an audience and win, or they win the match.
Ah.
I think they win the match instead.
All right. If we don't mind, can I narrate us out? I think that I think as you do the low blow into the roll for the package, and I think that you overcompensate the roll so that we actually have one of Candy's shoulders up, but you put your own down. And the ref still comes in with that fast count, but it's really obvious to the audience that you got pinned. And while the ref will get you up and Monet, he's lifted your arm, the crowd is screaming and booing. And Behemoth, knowing this shit show's already caused problems, comes out from the back with the mic. I don't think so. That's not how it goes in Gauntlet. Cheaters like that, not here in Augusta.
Can I grab the mic for a second?
Yeah.
You call me a cheater? I'm not a cheater. I play by a different set of rules. And I'm working the audience to do a callback to earlier in the night.
Absolutely.
Trying to get that 1 point of momentum, I need to actually get something done. And that it would be a 10.
All right. So you
11
work the
even.
audience. You're taking the momentum.
I get 3 momentum because I get +1 for working it due to
Work the audience in front of them. Yep. We've already had the finisher go off. So I think as GM, he says, no, sir, not here. Winners, Proctor Sparks and Candy Rocks. And the crowd cheers it up as we end out this road show. The crowd, cheering. Behemoth will have motion for you, Proctor, from the back. Get out there. So that you two could get your accolades.
I think we're both out at the ambulance where Kid A is being loaded in, and we hear the announcement, and I'm like, that's not how it was supposed to go. Shit, I'll take care of this. You go.
Just make sure that Bleakwood knows he's not supposed to come back. We can leave him here when we go. See ya.
Yeah, don't worry. Behemoth is definitely firing. Kid. And so we end the show with the crowd cheering for Proctor and Candy. Monet, I'm guessing you're giving the heel business of being robbed.
Yeah, I was trying to get enough momentum to actually try and get a heel move off to get my heat up to 4 with Proctor and.
Excellent. So you're doing the I've been screwed.
Yep.
Giving the ref the business.
I'm going to go and take the money out of the hands of the ref, and basically I'm going to use it to beat. I'm going to start beating down the ref using that other point of. Using the other point of momentum with the heel move. So I'm going to end up taking the money and shoving it into his mouth and doing the whole.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think at that point, like we're all Proctor and I high-fiving the crowd, and we see that you beating up the ref, and we like run into the ring to like scare you out the ring and leave the ref alone.
We go. Excellent. All right, who hit 4 heat during this match? Because everybody was here, so anybody 4 heat. And I'm going to go in an order here, and it's not going to be you, Ferret, I go with first. To give you a little hand here. Garwin, did you hit?
I hit 4 heat, but only as a result of the heel move that I used at the end.
That's perfectly fine. So you will gain an audience. What's that take you up to? 4. That knocks down our former 4.
A former 4.
And puts you at the top. Now, the way I play it is anybody who gets to 4 in the same match will be sharing overmove next time around. I don't do in a match it up and down and up and downing normally for that. But I'm going to let you get this advance and take yourself back up because I think that'll put you back up. Will it not, Proctor?
If I use my babyface move to chase off Monet, it will. Because I have 9 momentum, I might as well use some of it.
Hell yeah. Boy, what a lot of momentum. So, absolutely. You're going to pick that heat up to 4?
Yep.
And that will take you up to sharing with 4 audience. Big Texas, you have 4 with anybody?
I do. I have 4 with Proctor Sparks.
Take that audience up. How
That
many
puts
does
me
that
at
give you?
3.
3. Oh, poor Big
Okay.
Texas. I bet you'll get there next time. Lou, just wondering, do you have 4 heat with anybody? No. Oh, and hospital bills ahead. Oh, rough day for Kid. How about you, Candy?
Yeah, I finished the match with +4 heat with Mr. Monet, but because I'm the young one, I don't gain an audience in that. I just get straight up gain an advance instead.
Excellent. All right. So looks like 3 folks going to get an advance. Big Texas, I got a good feeling we're going to get you up there for one this next time, and I think we'll open up with the King of the Ring next time to make sure we get your match in.
Can I have a super cheesy after the credits?
Since you're not back with us, let us hear an epilogue out of Kid.
Yeah, I think it's the super cheesy, someone sitting in their hospital bed looking all messed up, and he's still laughing and rocking backwards and forwards a little bit. It's like that. And like, is this out of character, or is it some sort of like future wrestling promo thing, or what the fuck's going on?
Oh, I like it. I like it. Oh, Kid is creepy. All right, gang. We got a few minutes. Are people willing to give, say, 10 or 15 to do a wishes and stars? Because I like doing those in the middle here so we can get the wishes. Let me explain. Wishes are what you'd like to see going forward. That's how I like to use them. And it'll give us a chance to say what I kind of want to see from my character, what I'd like to flag going into the rest of our last 2. I have all 4 of the returning characters back. I think next time around we have Ryan back with us, I believe. So that's what I like from wishes, is kind of what we want to telegraph and flag for me to work on and what we want to see from each other a little bit. And then stars, hand out stars for things you thought were cool. Something a player did, something about the system, something you think I did, something about how the game is going. And throw those stars out. And we'll start with wishes. I'll do wishes all the way down, and then I'll snake back up with stars. So I'm going to start with you, Ferret. Tell us, what are your wishes?
I want to see more signature matches, I like the tag team match. That was very nice, but I'd like to see like the rodeo wrangle, a Royal Rumble maybe, or a handicap match, things like that.
Cool, absolutely. I will try and work that in. Gerwin, wishes.
I wish the games were longer because I'm really enjoying the stuff that happens outside the ring as well as stuff that happens in the ring, and it seems to benefit one. We have to potentially sacrifice the other, but
yeah,
that's not realistic with timescales. Again, I'd like to go to convention. I think next time we'll have a look. I think we should go to a local wrestling convention and have all the problems and things that come along with it.
Okay, I like that stuff too. I think that's cool. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. The game's going spot on at the moment.
Okay, I hear you, and I will definitely try and work that in. I think that there's such interesting pathos to those conventions and seeing the old wrestlers. I think it's super cool. Greg, any wishes?
I think you guys hit most of mine. I would like to see either in or out of ring more interaction between Big Texas and really everyone. I've actually, that's been on a wish for myself. I've been a little standoffish with the character out of the ring. I need to get more mixed up because there's definitely a lot going on between like Candy Rocks and Mr. Monet. I need to like angle for that more next time.
Okay, and I'll work with you to try and give those opportunities. We'll try and bring that in. Lou, I know you won't be with us, but any wishes that you might have?
I'll just skip wishes because I won't be around. That's fine.
All right.
I had a really lovely time.
Wonderful. Paul, any wishes going forward?
Yeah, I must admit, my favorite part of it is the out of the ring stuff, the like on the road kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd really like to see like a bit a kind of escalation of the relationship between Princess and Reggie and Candace. And yeah, maybe sort of play something out with the the whole angle with kind of her parents as well, like that kind of like coming in and kind of leading to a climax maybe in the last kind of episode.
Excellent. I hear you, and I'll come to my wishes coming off of that because I hear you and Gary. I understand that making this split, it does sort of mean that, because normally when you play, you spend a lot of time with the ring stuff. I mean, that's almost everything is there at the event. There's some backstage stuff, but it's really heavily focused on the event. Adding this road stuff in is taking time. I mean, it's budgeting that time. And like last time, I'm finding so much fun in it that it makes me budget time for it pretty heavily because I just think it's really neat. I hate to see then the ring stuff get curtailed. But maybe I just have to figure that we're going to look for quicker matches. I look for more group sort of matches. Some of these gimmicks push me in that direction too. Give some opportunities for us to have nice matches, but maybe not figure as many matches.
Well, I was thinking, Tyler, maybe one possible solution could be we open up with the in-ring action, like the show starts and we go, and then the outside ring stuff could be like after the show, like that, that night or later the next morning. So we could get the main portion of it done, and then whatever time we've got at the end is like.
That's a good idea. That's a really, really good idea. And and switching up that focus is, I think that'll work well. So we'll try that next time. We'll start off probably in the middle of a show, in the middle of an event, hitting into y'all's things, and then we'll do the reaction afterwards, hitting. I think I want to do that convention next one. So we'll have all of the emotion and the going to a convention in that next one, starting off with, like I say, I know I'm going to get in Big Texas's gimmick match. I want that in next time. So it's very possible we'll start with a big everybody scrum match and then get to take the time after that for our out-of-ring stuff and the convention, if that sounds good with everyone. All right. I'm going to come back up with stars. I'll finish myself. I cheat. So I'm going to start with you back again, Paul. Tell us any stars you have for this.
Definitely a star to go in for that lovely kind of moment in the RV, like the moment of kind of soft, tender family moment, then that jarring, sort of traumatic kind of moment of the night terrors. That's a real lovely dynamic that I really enjoyed. And then a star to Lou for that, just like completely, literally shattering that scene by chucking a fucking TV out the window, like the most trope, cliche, rock and roll wasted maneuver you could ever get. I loved it. It was great.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Lou, stars.
I'll just have my stars getting to play with Paul and Ferret for the first time I played with all you other lovely people before. So, and I see both of you in Slack and stuff all the time. So that was probably my highlight. I had heaps of fun. I felt like I had a really good little, came in and caused some chaos and had like a good little arc of like within that. So that was really fun. Yeah. and I love playing with all you other lovely people as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Lou. I thought you had a cute little arc to very, very compacted story, but I think it made sense. This kid coming in and you were a wasted. I mean, it was a well played wasted. Greg, stars.
I mean, stars to everyone. I love the way all of these gimmicks are progressing. Proctor Sparks has such a wild range of things you can pull out in the ring, which I absolutely love. Mr. Monet is played spot on. Kid A is so sad and will always hold a spot in my heart. I feel like it was the whole like getting the crap beaten out of them on the side of the ring where there's actually a match going on. Definitely should be in the season highlight reel. And then I love Candy Rocks and her missed belly flop. That was such a good like 6-. Ooh, and you could just hear all the kids like, oh, and then start laughing, and it's like, yeah. No, I'm really enjoying all of this. It's been a blast.
Awesome. Thank you. Gerwin, stars.
Well, I'll start with Paul. That little scene in the RV, I think it sums up my night. That's exactly the sort of situation that I've been looking for when I've been playing Worldwide Wrestling. It's sort of gritty realism that you don't really get in many other games. I think it just it showed the heart of the characters right there. And Candy's brilliant. I love playing against her. I look forward to playing against her in future. Lou, oh my God, man! I know they say that the wasted are supposed to be self-destructive, but you don't carry dynamite while smoking a cigar at the same time, especially if the fuses are in. I loved it. I love the irreverence. Can't even say the word. I love the whole self-destructive arc. I love the whole not getting what was kayfabe and what wasn't, and actually mixing the two. And I think that's just spot on for a wasted character. Greg, the bull market. We're going to have to reuse that at some point. I love the whole thing of the little carriage coming out to it, and we need to talk between events on how we're actually going to do joint promos if we're going to carry on as a tag team. And the Proctor, oh my God, where'd you get the energy from? Seriously, you're always so bubbly, so forceful, and when you describe the character in the promos, I can see it. I can see that sort of frenetic energy of a character standing up in front of people, camera on them, lights blaring, and yeah, perfect, absolutely perfect. And Tyler, the world and the way this is set up, yep. As I said to Paul earlier, this is exactly what I've been looking for in Worldwide Wrestling. When I was saying I wish the games were longer, I wasn't joking. This is just so cathartic and so much fun. And thank you for letting me be the villain. I have so much fun healing it up.
Awesome. Thank you very much. It's been really neat. Ferret, stars.
Oh, there's I feel my grandfather was in World War II, and so some of the things I remember, I feel for Mr. Monet. The one thing I want, a scene, when I was near the ambulance, to have Princess there. It's I called my girlfriend. I'm not sure how long she's going to be my girlfriend, but you have a prescription. Go with the ambulance. And I want more scenes with him. Greg, your big Texas bull is. You're so good at being such a jerk. You are a great heel. And Lou, I did not know your character was going to have a single arc, and I could tell by the mills, oh, he's playing this for the hilt. oh, he's not going to last long. This candle's burning bright.
That's actually my regular mode of play. Actually, I'm like, let's die.
Power by the Apocalypse thing, treat your character like a stolen car. Like, not only is it a stolen car, but it's in a video game, and no matter what happens, who cares? It's going to be great. Candy, you are like the perfect foil for Proctor. I love the relationship we have. Is, you know, you're my mentor. It's like, oh crap, she said it out loud. I guess I am. And Tyler, you make this game so fun and interesting in both in the ring, out of the ring. And it's like I do not know what a wrestling convention means, but I'm sure I'm going to find out. Is this going to be like an anime convention with more punching?
I'm looking forward to the convention because I think there's a lot to play with there because there's real highs and there's some really pathetic lows to a convention with wrestlers. I think we're going to have fun with it. It was something I had intended to do from the moment I looked at and was planning to do this game because, you know, it's going to display some of the things about wrestling that I think are important. But stars, y'all are amazing. First off, thank you so much for allowing me to come in with a slightly different take on WWW to try and get this road stuff out there and have it be a real focus rather than just a piece of what's going on. I wanted to do that. I wanted to show wrestling in part of the ways that I love wrestling, which is that it is a hard life. And for a lot of people, it's a hard life with very little reward. And I think that's important. I think that's a critical part of it. And in a game that, you know, a lot of it's kind of an acquired taste, you know, wrestling, pro wrestling. And it's a game that sometimes people go, I'm not ever going to try and do that. I think this shows how much emotion can be in a WW game. So thank you to Adam for writing this on the road stuff. It makes me very, very happy. And for Nathan, I adore this game. So thank you for writing it. Barrett, I love Proctor. I like the way you're playing the gimmick. I like the commitment to the character that has a lot of bleed of, you know, kayfabe out of kayfabe. There's a real person in there that goes with the gimmick, and that's always the best gimmicks is when it connects. And I like that kind of bringing stuff from home because it just seems natural. You know, it's not like, you know, I'm trying to get ahead precisely. It just seems perfectly natural. Carowin. I was a fan of the $1 Million Man. I love the rich asshole gimmick always, and you're playing it perfectly. That in-the-ring persona is delightful, but what we're seeing outside of the ring is so good and so different from that, and I think that's really super cool. I think there's a story there that is neat to explore. I like, you know, here's a guy who's clearly having problems, trauma that is coming from his past, and has chosen a profession or even kind of been forced into a profession that is in no way helping that. I mean, the stress of it, the violence of it, the noise of it, all of these are potential triggering effects. I think that's such a clever decision. I love Princess. I like her as a character. So all around, stars to you, Garwin, for what you're doing with this character. Greg, I love playing with you anytime. I'm so happy to play with you. Whenever I get to see you in a game, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I like Big Texas as a character. It is a well-played tough guy heel. I'm liking that. I like how generous you are with that character. Jumping right into, say, part of Monet's story. That's a very generous thing to do. That shows what a first-rate role player you are. And, you know, it's so gratifying to see someone with that level of skill and generosity and kindness bringing something to a game that just makes it better, better, better. Lou, I adore you, and I adored beating the shit out of Kid. He was such a douchebag, but at the same time, the fun was, I mean, it was like he stumbled into wrestling by accident. You wonder what guy, what scout out there said, this is someone you should take on the road. It was, yeah.
From that, watching that Louis Theroux thing, it seems like if somebody wants to do it, they kind of need people to do it, right? It's so like it's dangerous and underpaid, like
yeah. And it's that was a well played, wasted. It's hard. I can't say exactly. It was a nuanced version of the wasted, but at the same time, it wasn't a standard wasted. You brought something different to the playbook that a lot of people don't, and that was really cool. And Paul, oh Paul, you are always such a good player, and Candy is so neat. It's nice to see you playing a character that's so enthusiastic, so willing to find those mentors. You know, going out as a young one and looking for someone to teach them. That's a cool angle to play from, and you're doing it to perfection. The scenes that you're seeing out of the ring with you are so sweet. Your character's so sincere. And of course, you're so capable in the ring. You know the moves, you know how to do the wrestling and make it visual. You know, every time you're describing moves, I can see them. They're always there. They're always on point. So I think this has been a ton of fun. I hope you all are having a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. Unless anyone has anything else, I'm going to stop the broadcast. For folks at home, we've got 2 more sessions. These amazing wrestlers will be out there. So watch more.